I miss those commercials. Now, are you guys ready to have a fun day today?
Yes.
Alright, now like I said, guys, any questions throughout the day, we can totally talk. I got a mirror, I can see you guys put up your hand or, hey Jeff, and that helps out a lot. That way I'm not just talking to myself all day. I do talk to myself a lot. Yes, you do, but way more fun we can talk throughout the day. Now, before we take off, I want to make sure that everybody is on the same page so we get the most out of our experience today. So everybody join in with me here, taking a deep breath and lower your expectations. Everybody good and low? Alright, that is the best way to live life. I keep my expectations super low. That way I'm able to have great meals at places like the Burger King. Oh, I got a giggle out of that. Alright, cool. Everybody, welcome aboard. Welcome to Hollywood. Let's get this party on the road. Now today as we cruise around, I'm going to do my best to show you guys some cool places, mix in some history, some fun information, and then since I'm your driver, you're going to get some bad jokes today too. Are you guys ready for that?
Yeah.
Alright, let me throw one out. Let me see how you guys are feeling. Alright, what would you guys call a deer with no eyes? No idea, yeah! Alright, what about a deer with no eyes, no legs? Still no idea. Have you taken my tour before? Oh, that's awesome. Now, for some of you guys that aren't giggling at those jokes, just know this is a family show. And then lower your expectations just a little bit more. Now, today, you guys are going to hear me say this a lot, because what happens when your expectations are high in life, guys?
Disappointment.
Disappointed, right? You guys ever heard the term a Debbie Downer? Somebody who makes a negative out of every situation in life. Like you go out to eat and you're like, hey, how was your meal? And they say, oh, I didn't like the beans, or I didn't like this. You're like, what did you like about it? They get quiet. So yeah, nobody likes a person like that. So lower expectations. That way you're always happy. I always like to joke that every meal can be a great meal if your expectations are low enough. And yeah, same goes for movies, bus tours. Now today, as we cruise around, we're going to have some fun, guys. As we start off our tour, let's get the rules of the bus out of the way. We don't have many rules on board, but the only reason we have rules is so that everybody can get the most out of their experience today. So what are the rules on the bus, guys? Well, rule number 1 should be a given for everybody. We do not talk about Fight Club. Everybody's good with that, right?
Yeah.
Alright, if you guys don't get that one, you got some homework later on. Great, great movie. Rule number 2, there is no smoking on the bus. No cigarettes, no vaporizers, no fruity steam up in this piece. Rule number 3, perhaps the most important rule of all, just not as funny as the Fight Club reference. No phone calls on the bus. Now we have this rule because we're in an enclosed vehicle with each other all day. If you guys have never experienced this, somebody sitting next to you trying to take a phone call while you're listening, trying to see what's going on the tour, it usually upsets a lot of people. So, if you guys get a phone call today on the bus, just hit ignore, don't answer it. Send them a text. I'm on a tour bus, I'll call you as soon as I'm off. People off the bus are way more understanding than people on the bus when it comes to that. And that's it. I feel like if we did have a rule number 4, it should be no speakerphone in public. How many guys are on board with that one?
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah, we can change the world, guys, if we all work together and make people feel really silly for doing that. I got yelled at the other day. There's a lady on her speakerphone. She had her phone out like this, and she was like, what? What? And that made me laugh because I'm thinking, like, just put it to your ear. You won't have to keep asking what. But she looks at me and says, are you listening to my phone call? I said, I don't want to. I feel like that goes both ways. Nobody wants to hear my phone calls. So yeah, phone etiquette is important nowadays. But with that being said, welcome to Hollywood, guys. We're on Sunset Boulevard. And here, you guys may have heard of this area known as the Sunset Strip. So I'll show you guys some of our more famous rock and roll clubs as we cruise further up the street here. Now our first rock and roll reference you guys are going to get is coming up on your right hand corner. Look over here, guys. This is a grocery store. Now you guys are probably thinking, why is he pointing out a grocery store? Rock and Roll Ralph's of Hollywood, guys. This store got its nickname Rock and Roll Ralph's from the 1980s. We had a lot of rock bands here in the area. Bands like Poison, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses. And there's stories of those guys coming in here having food fights in the middle of the store. So they gave it the moniker and the name Rock and Roll Ralph's. Alright guys, now coming up on your right, we got our Guitar Center here on Sunset. Guitar Center is coming up here on your right. They got some really nice murals on the side of the building. They're not open yet, but I want to see if I can get you guys a little view of this place here. On the other side of this metal gate here, to your right. If you look closely, you're going to see handprints in front of the store here. This is what they call the Rock Walk. And these are all handprints of famous musicians throughout the years. See, front row, I'll try to open this so you guys get a better view. But yeah, that's our Rock Walk. Now, when the Guitar Center first opened up in 1981, they encouraged their customers to handle the merchandise. Pick up a guitar, give it a few strums before you put your money out there on the table. But there is one song that you are forbidden to play. Who knows? What is the forbidden riff at the Guitar Center?
Stairway.
Stairway to Heaven, yeah. 2 points, everybody who answered that. 2 points. How did you guys know that?
Because it's really long. It's like 5 minutes or something.
That's true. Some of you guys might remember that movie Wayne's World. They made fun of that rule. Wayne picks up guitar, starts playing Stairway to Heaven. The guy shut him down and says, hey, no Stairway to Heaven. So this is just a famous rule they've always had. That's just funny. Now, every morning, guys, when I start my tours, there is something I have to do, and hopefully you guys will appreciate this. It's a little pit stop we gotta make. Put a little smile on your face, a little warmth in the heart. Here on your right-hand corner, this is a doggy daycare. Let's see what's going on in here today, guys. Check this out. Let's see. Oh, there's a bunch of little guys in there today. Look at all the little puppies. All right, where's my dog people? Dog people. Yeah. Now, if they come up to the window and bark at us, you gotta bark back, okay? Look at all the puppies in there. Alright, that's awesome. Hardest part of my day is leaving my doggy at home. Alright, guys, are you guys ready to have some fun today?
Yes.
Let's do this. Now, there's only one way to perfectly start a Hollywood bus tour, and that's by making sure you guys are ready. Everybody, hold on to your drinks if you got them. I'll show you how to do something cool. Yeah, every car can do this. I can show you guys how to do that. It's a lot easier than it looks. Now, since you guys are here in Hollywood, there is a lot of stuff you guys can do while you're in town that you can't do in other places around our country, including renting exotic luxury cars. Coming up here on the left side of the bus, you're going to see a big white FedEx sign. On the other side of this FedEx sign, there's a parking lot over here. This is called PML. PML is a luxury car rental dealership. You can rent Ferraris, Mercedes, and we get to look over here today and look inside this parking lot and see what's available. Now, people do the same thing. You might go to Las Vegas, right? Rent a Ferrari, drive up and down the strip like you're a big shot. Now, this is going to be kind of hard to see because we got this truck here, but here we go, guys. Look to your left. Right there. There we go. Which one of those is yours? There's no wrong answer there. Now, that's also something that makes our dating scene here in LA difficult at times. Let's say you hit it off with somebody who's got a nice car like that one night. Then the next night, they come pick you up in a lesser car. And you say, hey, what happened to that Mercedes? They say, it's in the shop. That's a red flag. Is it? No, totally not. Alright, guys, let's take a quick sec. Let's talk about our itinerary. Where are we going today? Yesterday, something kind of funny happened. I jumped on the bus, and I said, alright, guys, are you ready for this 5.5-hour tour? And the guy looked over at his wife. He said, you booked us a 5-hour tour? So is anybody surprised by that? Alright, cool. We should be done today right about 3:30, guys. And our first stop of the day is Santa Monica. We're going to the beach. Yes. How many of you guys are ready for a little beach action this morning? It's gonna be gorgeous, guys. Yes, that's our first stop. So on our way to the beach, we're gonna be going through Hollywood, West Hollywood, Beverly Hills, and Century City. And then we'll be at Santa Monica. We usually do about 45 minutes at the beach. Then we jump back in the bus, head our way to the Farmers Market and the Grove. That's stop number 2. That's like lunchtime and shopping. It's like 40 different places to get food. The Farmers Market, the Grove is a beautiful outdoor mall. Then our third stop of the day is going to be up at the Griffith Observatory on the top of the hill, and that is where you guys are going to get some of the best views in LA and some of the best pictures with the Hollywood sign. So like I said, throughout the day, you guys got questions? Hey Jeff, put up your hand. I got you guys. Now with all that being said, as we drive around, I'm going to do my best to point cool places out to you guys and tell you guys what side of the bus to look on as we drive by. It's a lot of times where I can't stop and block traffic, so I'll try to give you guys a heads up and tell you guys where to look so you can see the stuff that we're going to show off today. Now, a little traffic here. We'll get around this in just a sec. Your next place of interest coming up on your next right-hand corner. You guys may know about this place. It's a really famous comedy club. Now, since you guys are here in Hollywood, definitely check out the websites of these places you're going to see today, because you guys might be able to come and see an amazing show for little to no money while you guys are in town. So across the street here on your right-hand corner, we got the Laugh Factory. Now, the Laugh Factory is a really famous comedy club out here, guys. They're famously known for a guy who came out here. Oh, look, he's on the billboard right now. It was Tim Allen. He came out here from Detroit, Michigan in the late 1980s, and he started doing stand-up here at the Laugh Factory. He was then offered the role for the TV show Home Improvement, which started in 1991. And look at him now, guys. He's Buzz Lightyear. Now, the Billboard just said that he will be here on April 24th. And he was here last week. Last Tuesday night, they had Tim Allen and Arsenio Hall on the same night. Now, that's a crazy show, just the two of those guys. So let's see, who else is performing here tonight? Let's see if we can get a good sneak peek at the Billboard here. Dun, dun, dun. There you go. See, there's Tim Allen, April 24th. I gotta keep moving forward. Okay, look, they got Jeff Dye tomorrow. Jeff Dye is hilarious. Oh, show me more. Show me more. All right, we gotta keep going. But yeah, that's the Laugh Factory. Up ahead of us a couple more blocks, I'll show you guys what they call the stand-up comedy mecca of the West Coast. The Comedy Store. That's coming up in front of us. Now, since you guys are out here in Hollywood and LA, as we pull up the stop sign, stoplights, look into the cars next to us, guys. See if you recognize a celebrity. They could be sitting next to us at any time throughout the day, and we won't know them if we're not looking for them. Now, you guys see this girl over here to your right? Does she look famous? Oh, she's brushing her hair. At least she's not texting like the guy next to her. Now, you guys are going to see a lot of that out here, too. How many of you guys have seen all these people texting while they're driving out here? Oh, it's a scary thing, guys. Scary. Now, LAPD is doing something this month where they are driving around trying to crack down on distracted drivers. And, yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's unfortunate. Everybody's just out here texting while they're driving. It's a big bummer. You guys see that where, like, the light turns green, nobody moves forward because everybody's down here on their phones? And they look up and then everybody starts going? Yeah. Now, coming up on your right, our next place of interest. You guys may have heard of this place. It's got a lot of history. It's our famous French hotel, the Chateau Marmont. So that's coming up here on your right, and this is a hard view to see because they got bushes and billboards. So the Chateau Marmont coming up, guys, originally opened up as a luxury apartment building, and then the Great Depression hit, and then nobody could afford the apartments. So they turned it into a luxury hotel. Now, the sad history here about the Chateau, this is sadly where John Belushi passed away. And you guys remember him from Saturday Night Live, the Blues Brothers, Animal House. So he sadly passed away here at the Chateau. This is where Quentin Tarantino filmed one of his first movies, a movie called 4 Rooms. If you guys haven't seen that one, definitely worth a Google, or Googleable as the kids now say. And then this is where a young Hollywood actress tried to do a dine and dash, and she tried to run away without paying for her $30,000 bar tab. Also worth 2 points. Name that actress.
Jennifer Aniston.
No, she is a princess. That's funny. No one's ever yelled out Jennifer Aniston before. Anyone? Anyone?
Britney Spears.
No, she is a... I'm kidding. No, not Britney. You're close though. No, not Paris. Anybody else? Yes, Lindsay Lohan. How did you know that?
I'm Batman.
That's awesome. 2 points. Someone told me the other day she's making a comeback in Hallmark movies. Good for her. That's awesome. But yeah, I always want to know what's on a $30,000 bar tab. That's extravagant. Now coming up here.
With ownership of the bar.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It brings up a lot of questions, right? Alright guys, coming up on the left side of the bus, you're going to see our Netflix billboard. It's Wednesday morning, which is very exciting because that means they have a new saying on the billboard here to your left. They change this every Wednesday morning. And it looks like it says, "Love on the Spectrum made me believe in love again." How many guys get that reference? How many guys seen that show, Love on the Spectrum? Yeah. It's an amazing show to watch, guys. If you haven't seen it, it's like people with like Down syndrome and stuff like that have their own show, and it's like a dating show. It's really, really well done. But that's what's called Love on the Spectrum. And that's great. So next Wednesday, it'll say something different out here. This is always fun for me because I come out here Wednesday morning like, what does it say today? And then last week I had to research it because I didn't get the reference, and nobody else on the bus did either. But this week I get the reference. Yay! 1 point for the driver.
Have you watched it?
Yes. I watched the first 2 episodes. And it's cool. It's cool stuff to see. Yeah, it's a pretty entertaining show to watch. Alright, now it looks like we got a little traffic up here. Maybe there's a little construction going on. Normally we're just flying through here, so this is cool. So this will give us a little extra time to show these things that I'm going to talk about really quickly. So coming up here on your left-hand corner, we got the Standard Hotel. Now this hotel is anything but standard. They've been closed for about 2 years now, but they're doing a big renovation project. You guys are going to see the workers over here. Might be able to look in some of the windows, see what they got going on. But this place is really cool to see at nighttime. It's kind of powder blue is the paint job, and then the light bulbs over all these balconies are blue light bulbs. So it's like lights up blue at nighttime. Really cool. Now, years ago, this place was used to film a little bit of a movie you guys may have seen called Ocean's 11. They filmed some of the hotel scenes inside here for that movie. This place used to be owned by Cameron Diaz and Billy Corrigan, the guy from the Smashing Pumpkins. I'm not sure who owns it now, but they started ripping it apart about 2 years ago and it hasn't opened up yet. So it should be gorgeous when it opens back up. Now, coming up on the right side of the bus, that's a double-decker. Yeah, now those are cool, unless you're sitting out exposed in the sun. I used to drive these in San Francisco, and everybody complained they'd all get sunburned at the end of the ride. Like, we have no head covering, and birds, oh, that's a big problem too. But fun way to see the city. Now, on the other side of this double-decker bus, you're going to see a yellow rail car turned restaurant. This place is called Carney's Limited, or Carney's Express. It's an old rail car. They turned it into a restaurant. Elvis used to eat here. They got stories of Elvis eating hot dogs here all the time. They have what they say are some of the best hot dogs and hamburgers in the Hollywood area. And you can see a couple guys working on it right now. Looks like they're sanding it down. Maybe going to do a little paint job. Now, what else is known about Carney's Limited? They filmed a little bit of the movie Superman 1 inside this railcar restaurant. Now, I always like to joke that they have a bigger restaurant than you may believe. They have another rail car on the back side. You guys just can't see it. And the backside rail car is the kitchen and the bathrooms. So it's a cool place. The owner still walks around, introduces himself like, hey, where are you guys from? How long are you guys in town? And you don't get that too much anymore. So that's Carney's Limited there on your right. Now, on the other side of Carney's Limited, since we're creeping up here, you're going to see a brick building. This is a pizza place called Dobrik's Pizza. Are any of you guys familiar with the social media guy David Dobrik? No, me either. He's really popular with the kids right now, and he makes square pizzas. So he's got some good pizza over here. Well, that's called Dobrik's Pizza. On the other side, you guys are going to see the Saddle Ranch, our Western-themed restaurant. And the Saddle Ranch, you're going to see cowboys and cowgirls hanging out the windows, just waiting for you guys to come check in. This place has some great food, some great drinks, and inside the Saddle Ranch is a mechanical bull. How many of you guys on board rode a mechanical bull before?
Nope.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. You always get a soft landing when you get thrown off. But the mechanical bull here at the Saddle Ranch was famously broken one night by Shaquille O'Neal. And you guys know who Shaq is, right? Yeah, Shaq's a huge guy. Yeah, that bull didn't stand a chance. But that's our Saddle Ranch, guys. They got some good stuff over there. Now, this next reference always sounds funny when I say it, guys, so get ready. How many of you guys like Lucifer? The TV show? Yeah, all right. If I wouldn't have said that, you're like, what the heck is he talking about? The TV show called Lucifer. Over here to your left, this is the Sunset Tower Hotel. And in the show Lucifer, this was Club Lux, where he had his nightclub, and then up at the penthouse is where he lived. Now, if you guys have never seen that show before, Lucifer, you know, the devil, he lives here in Hollywood. He lives here in this building to your left, and he's helping the detectives of the LAPD solve crimes and mysteries. And it's kind of like one of those CSI shows, but, you know, Lucifer is a part of the detective team. And it's got some funny stuff. But that was Club Lux. Now, if you guys didn't see that show, it made it 6 seasons before it's concluded. And later this year, they're going to release a mini-series, so it'll be like 6.5 seasons. So if you guys haven't seen it, you got time to binge it before the new one comes out. Now, coming up here across the street on your right-hand corner, we got the Andaz Hotel. The Andaz Hotel here to your right used to be called the Hyatt House Hotel. And when it was the Hyatt House, they nicknamed this place the Riot House. You guys see the bar and restaurant here to your right. They still call this the Riot House. That's because of some of our rock and roll history. We had Keith Richards, when he was partying here in the 1980s, had a really big party and was throwing furniture out of the windows of his hotel room here on the Sunset. So they call this place the Riot House because of that story. Rock and roll shenanigans in the 1980s. Now we got new owners. This hotel is called the Andaz, and they still keep the bar and restaurant, the Riot House, because of that rock and roll history. So cool place to come check out. They got old pictures on the walls here, rock and roll history and stuff. Now on the other side of the Andaz, we got the Comedy Store coming up on your right. Now the Comedy Store is what they call the stand-up comedy mecca of the West Coast. You guys are going to see all kinds of names that are like painted on the side of the building in white paint. These are what they call paid regulars. People get paid to perform here over the years. But look at this lineup they got tonight, guys. I see the sign. Bobby Lee, Caroline Rhea, Ron Funches, Kirk Fox, and Jeff Ross. That's a loaded lineup, guys. So if you guys are thinking, who are these guys? Bobby Lee, lots of movies. He's got that podcast with him and Andrew Santino. Caroline Ray, she used to have the Caroline Ray Show. She's been funny since the 80s. Ron Funches does a lot of funny stuff. Kurt Fox is hilarious. He's been in a lot of shows. Jeff Ross, the Roastmaster General. That's a great lineup, guys. So if you guys don't have plans tonight, see if you can get tickets, guys. Tickets are usually $30 or less per person. And that's amazing. Man, oh, look at this Cadillac to your left. That's nice. All right. Now, the Comedy Store. This was Richard Pryor's home base, guys. Late 1970s, Richard Pryor was here every night of the week. And then the 1980s, you had people performing here like Sam Kinison, Jim Carrey, Damon Wayans, Andrew Dice Clay. The list goes on and on. Now, I'll mention somebody who's a little more relevant in the world of comedy today. How many of you guys are familiar with a guy named Kevin Hart? Yeah, so Kevin Hart's got a real cool story, guys. When he first came here to California, this was about 31 years ago now, all he had was his car and about $300 in his pocket. So they allowed him to sleep in his car in the parking lot behind the building when he first touched down. And guys, you talk about humble beginnings. Look at Kevin Hart now. He's got like 20 cars he could sleep in if he wanted to. And ironically, Kevin Hart, one of the biggest things in Hollywood. And that's a short joke. Pretty good? All right. Now, it looks like we're going to start moving, guys. They're closing it down to one lane, so we'll get around this in just a sec. How you guys feeling weather-wise? Everybody still okay?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Here we go. Now, coming up, you guys are going to see something cool. You guys are going to see a little construction going on. They got a lot of stuff going on here on Sunset. They just opened up a store last week, and it is owned and opened up by a really famous lady whose family is always on TV. Her name is Kim Kardashian. You guys familiar with the Kardashians?
Yes.
So Kim just opened up a store up here on your right called Skims. So I'll show it to you guys as we drive by. Just opened up last week. A lot of locals are blaming her for the construction traffic here on Sunset the last few weeks. People blame her for a lot of stuff. But new store here on Sunset called Skims. And that's going to be on the right side of the bus. On the left side of the bus, about 2 more blocks ahead of us, I'll show you guys a place where they film a TV show that you guys should know about. Some of you guys probably even love it. The show is called Selling Sunset. How many of you guys watched that show before?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many of you guys love Selling Sunset?
Yeah.
All right. I've seen 2 episodes. Not for me, but a lot of people love it. The popularity of the show is tremendous. So now they have new spin-offs. What's that?
Are they always in there?
No.
Oh.
No, they do a bunch of stuff. What you guys are going to see is just where they film the show. Their actual realty office is downtown LA. Put the phone down. It's a little TV magic. So they film it here in West Hollywood, but the realty office is downtown. Now, if you guys haven't seen Selling Sunset before, I always say dip a toe. A lot of people love it, but it is also what they call a docu-soap. And what is a docu-soap? It's a scripted drama series. So there's a lot of drama. You get a lot of like, I can't believe Beverly said that. But the popularity, they have new spin-offs, guys. They have Selling Dubai, Selling Tampa, and Selling the OC. So a lot of spin-offs because of that show's popularity. All right, Tesla. All right, so coming up here on your right, this is the new Skim store. Just opened up a couple days ago. You guys look in the windows here. Let's see if you see anybody famous. Anyone? No? All right. On your left side of the street, this is the Oppenheim Group. You're going to see a yellow car. Right on the other side of this yellow car, this is where they filmed Selling Sunset. There we go. That's where they filmed it right there, guys. All right, let's keep this moving. Now that we have the traffic behind us, let's do it, guys. We're now in West Hollywood. I got a little bump coming up in front of us, guys. Get ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bump, bump. I'll try to warn you guys about the big bumps before we hit them today. And coming up, we are about to get into what they call the Sunset Strip. And Sunset Strip, guys, the birthplace of metal. This was a different time, different world back in the 1980s. Here on the Sunset Strip, this is where you had hundreds, if not thousands of people out here every night, partying, enjoying life. Now, there's a lot of TV shows, movies about this area, but I'll do my best to fill you guys in. Over here to your left, Squirrel and Moose. You guys see the Rocky and Bullwinkle statue over here? How many of you guys remember Squirrel and Moose? It's still funny. I was showing my nephew some of that stuff on YouTube. They have so much underlaying, like adult humor that goes right over the kids' heads, just like SpongeBob. It's great. Everybody go ahead, wave hi to Rocky as we drive by. Alright guys, coming up, our first rock and roll club is going to be on the left side of the bus. It's called the Viper Room, right across the street next to Rose Liquor. Now the Viper Room has a lot of history, some good, some sad. So let's get our sad history out of the way first. October 31st, 1993, right in front of the Viper Room here on your left, the sad passing of River Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix's brother. Of course, you guys might remember him from movies like The Explorers and Stand By Me. And then what else is known about the Viper Room? Johnny Depp used to own that place. He sold it in 1995.
Hey, that's the year I was born.
Now let's get you guys some happier history. Over here on your right hand corner, this is the Whiskey A Go Go. And it looks like they're filming something out here, guys. So you guys on the right side of the bus, put your face on the glass. Let's see if you guys pop up on their video. Now the Whiskey A Go Go here, guys, the most famous rock and roll club of all time. This place opened up 1964. Now even though our view is kind of blocked by this tequila truck, these guys got so much history. Motley Crue was the house band here for a few years. That was like 1980, 1981. Before that, 1960s, you had people like The Doors, Buffalo Springfield, Frank Zappa. And then after Motley Crue left the area, you had bands like Rat, Poison, Guns N' Roses. A lot of history out here. Now here on your right, this is where you guys are going to see the Roxy and the Rainbow. Now the Roxy is our last rock and roll club you guys are going to see. They use the Roxy to film a couple movies you guys should know about. One of them, Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. And if you guys remember that, they have a truck made out of marijuana. They park it in the parking lot over here. They're going to a battle of the bands. Their truck catches on fire. The smoke goes in the club, everybody in the club gets the munchies. And Cheech and Chong go on stage and start singing, "Mama talking to me, trying to tell me how to live." Da-na-na, da-na-na. You guys remember this one? Great movie. Now, what else was filmed here at the Roxy? A movie where they played this song. This is where they filmed A Night at the Roxbury. Oh look, they got the Go-Go's. That's tonight. Whoa, that's big stuff, guys. So they got the Go-Go's here at the Roxy tonight. The Rainbow next door is a bar and grill. This is where everybody ended up at the end of the night. They have certain booths inside the restaurant that were dedicated to the bands based on their popularity at the time. So this is our Sunset Strip, guys. I know in the daytime, it looks nothing like it used to look over the years in the 80s. Nighttime, it still gets a little wild out here at nighttime, but nothing like it did in the 80s. Now, coming up, we are about to enter into one of the most well-known and fancy zip codes in the United States. Are you guys ready for some 90210? All right, guys, let's do it. Let's get fancy-er. Hey, it's my coworker. All right, guys, once we cross this intersection, we will officially be in Beverly Hills. Now, you guys are going to see everything's going to look different. Marble-sided buildings, clean sidewalks, and you guys are going to see some beautiful homes and beautiful cars out here too. Now here in Beverly Hills, guys, get you a little history. Before this was Beverly Hills, before this was California, this was Mexico. And when this was Mexico, we had a really big dairy farm in this area that's now called Beverly Hills. One of the most prominent dairy farms on the West Coast. Then this became California, and they built Beverly Hills right on top of where that dairy farm was. Now Beverly Hills, created by a family named the Doheenies. Now the Doheenies, they owned a lot of land here. They started drilling for water. They struck oil. And after striking oil, they started building up all kinds of stuff because then they had money. And this is a great example of what you may see out here in Beverly Hills. This next house to your right, this postal truck is pulling in front. This used to be a house that was owned by Madonna. But you can barely see the house. So you guys can see this example. These are called privacy trees, privacy bushes. And they grow really tall and thick to block our views, but to give these people privacy. And that's because every day there are people like me showing people like you where people like them live. And yeah, they like some privacy. But look at this house, guys. Looks like a modern day castle. Beautiful homes everywhere you guys look. It's amazingly pretty out here. This house here, nothing but orange trees out in front. They never need to go buy mixers for their afternoon cocktail. That's amazing. Now here in Beverly Hills, to give you guys an example of the home prices in the area. On the right side of Sunset, this neighborhood here, home prices $5 million and up. And you're not going to find a house for less than $5 million in this neighborhood. Further up the hill you go, the bigger the property, the more it's going to be. Over here to your left side of Sunset, this neighborhood is what they call the slums of Beverly Hills. Home prices between 2 and 10 million. And never have the slums look so nice. It's a beautiful area, guys. Yeah.
Is it mostly celebrities that lives around here?
No, I mean, they do live out here, but they're scattered everywhere. And they don't just live in Beverly Hills, they live all over the place here in LA.
There is like, is it normal?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, you're gonna have like a lot of normal people in this area. You know, we say normal, but you know, wealthy, normal people, yeah. Yeah, the celebrities are kind of scattered throughout, and a lot of celebrities live in like gated communities. Like I mentioned the Kardashians earlier.
Yeah.
They live in a city called Calabasas on the other side of the hills over here.
Oh, yeah.
And that's known for just like gated communities. Like there's nothing to see out there if you can't get in those neighborhoods. But there are a lot of celebrities who live here in Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills is kind of known as like old school Hollywood. Like a lot of like when Hollywood was really popular in the early 1900s to like 1980s, 1990s even, a lot of celebrities lived here because they worked here every day. So they wanted to live close to the studios.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then they started moving out, and I hate to say it, tour buses started moving in. The tour bus community's always been busy here in the Hollywood area because celebrities have fans. Fans want to know where they live, what do they drive, you know, what does their neighborhood look like. So you got to put your information out there. But then some celebrities don't like, you know, tourists and stuff, so they usually live in areas that tour buses can't get to. And no big deal. Yeah. Now it's a lot of fun, guys. Like I said, look at these cars around us. I run into celebrities all the time just on the road. Just look over like, oh my God, it's Lionel Richie. So this happens a lot out here. It's a real fun place to be. Now coming up on your right-hand corner, this is across the street on your right, we have the Beverly Hills Hotel, which is known as the Pink Palace. And you guys are going to see why they call this place the Pink Palace. It's all pink and green. Now this place here, it's been used in a lot of movies, TV shows. They do a lot of filming here. This place here is super famous and very fancy. Even right now, their lowest room rentals are still over $600 a night. And that's for like the bottom, you know, floor rooms kind of deal. Now when the celebrities stay here, they stay in what they call the bungalows. So behind this building here, down the street, there's like single family homes, the bungalows. Those rent out for close to $10,000 a night. Now last week, one of my coworkers saw Jerry Seinfeld staying there. Or was that 2 weeks ago? I think it was 2 weeks ago. And so Seinfeld was staying here in one of the bungalows. And then when the Oscars was happening, Conan O'Brien was staying in the bungalows. Yeah, Conan's great. Now that's kind of funny because Conan has a house in Brentwood, which is right on the other side of the highway here to your right. So even though he lives a few miles down the road, he was still staying here when he did the Oscars. Now, are you guys ready to have your minds blown?
Yes.
Check this out, guys. This is a 6-way stop sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have you guys ever seen a 6-way stop sign before? Crazy, right? Now you guys see how confused people get in a 4-way stop sign. Imagine a 6-way when it's really busy. Now when people see this, they ask me a question every day. People ask, hey man, how come you guys don't build a roundabout? Have you guys seen a roundabout before? Yeah. They're starting to build those here in the States. What we're finding out so far is that most Americans don't know how to drive in roundabouts. It's pretty funny to see. Everybody like stops and waits their turn. It's like, guys, there's no stopping. But one day, hopefully we will master the roundabout and then maybe other countries will stop laughing at us.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
So many accidents on that 6-way system.
No, not that I've ever seen, no.
Really?
No, just people honk and flip each other off. You know, that's part of the fun of driving.
True.
No, I've never seen any accidents there. Now look around us, guys. This is Beverly Drive. This is a great example of how fancy this area is, but look closely at these palm trees. They match from the left to the right side of the street. These are called Mexican fan palms. They grow really tall. And we found out something. They fall over, they get about 100 years old. So you guys see these palm trees with the yellow tags on them. These are the older ones. They're in a process of removing these old trees right now and planting new ones in their spot. So the next year or two, this is going to look way different than it does now with all these new palm trees being planted. But Beverly Drive, police officer on our left, no eye contact, guys. Now I had an idea this last year in October because I drive through this neighborhood every day. My idea was that this was going to be the perfect place to bring my niece and nephew trick-or-treating on Halloween. Dare I say my expectations were a little too high. I told them, you guys are probably going to get king-size candy bars from all these wealthy people out here. It's going to be great. It was a big bummer. Almost nobody was handing out candy at all here in Beverly Hills. Yeah. So, make a mental note of that. Yeah, it was very disappointing. So then, after experiencing a disappointed niece and nephew, what do? Take them down the street to CVS. They got candy there. Really saved the day. Now over here to your left, look at all these people at the park. Guys, this is our famous park with the Beverly Hills sign. Now the sign is right behind this pond, so it's really hard to see from our location. You gotta kind of look to your left, look towards the back of the bus as we move forward. But there's a famous saying that if you do like these guys are doing here to your left and you stop and you take a picture with this Beverly Hills sign behind you, and it's guaranteed to bring you back here later in life. I did it about 3.5 years ago. I've been back almost every day since. It's weird how that works. Now in front of us, we're going to head into what they call downtown Beverly Hills. You guys are going to see everything's going to get taken up a notch or two as we cruise up here. Let's get ourselves into downtown Beverly. Now there's a few notable places I'll point out to you guys, but look out the windows, guys, and soak it in. This is super fancy area. Beautiful cars, beautiful stores. You guys are going to see some cool stuff. Like over here, that's a Prius C. It's very nice. Little Ferrari hanging out over here. Now in the Beverly Hills area, guys, you guys have probably seen this area in lots of TV shows, movies. There's a restaurant here on your left with orange umbrellas called Nate and Al's. This is a very famous celebrity hotspot here on the weekends. A lot of celebrities come out here, have breakfast. Let's see, do you guys recognize any of these people out here? I don't either. Alright, let's keep it going. Now coming up across the street on your left. I'll look at the next one. You guys are going to see one of the most famous and fancy restaurants in the world. Now it's got a big tree in front of the sign, kind of blocking the sign. But right over here across the street, this is the Cheesecake Factory. Now, are you guys all familiar with the Cheesecake Factory?
Oh, yeah.
This is the original, everybody. 1978, the very first one. This is home of the avocado egg roll. And those are amazing, yeah. Now, one of the best things about the Cheesecake Factory is how big their menu is. They got something for everyone to find and enjoy there. Even picky eaters. Now, I got some picky eaters in my family. You guys know them as vegans. Do I have any vegans in the house today? Vegans, hold up your V. All right, way to leave me hanging. I always like to ask people, if you got two vegans fighting, is that still considered a beef? You guys awake? Hello. Alright guys, if you want to find the fanciest of restaurants here in Beverly Hills, you're going to go one block to your left. On the other side of these buildings to your left is Cannon Drive. And Cannon Drive is where you guys will find restaurants like Maestro's Steakhouse, Spago. Spago is Wolfgang Puck's signature restaurant. That gets overtaken by Gordon Ramsay and his contestants for the show, called Master Chef every year. And then there's a restaurant that I mispronounce every day, and I'm going to do it again. So right on the other side of this plaza you guys are about to see here on your left, there's a restaurant called Nusret, or Nusret. That's a restaurant owned by that social media chef, calls himself the Salt Bay. Are you guys familiar with that guy? He's the guy with the ponytail, he pours rock salt off his forearms on the people's steaks. That's a restaurant where you guys can spend $1,200 on a single steak. They call it the Golden Tomahawk Ribeye. And so they wrap this ribeye steak in edible gold leaf. So for $1,200, you guys will then get to see gold twice. Nothing on that? I'm trying, guys, I'm trying. Alright, around the corner. This is Wilshire Boulevard. Coming up, you're going to see something on the left and right side of the bus. Coming up on the left side of the bus, you're going to see the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. It's got purple and gray awnings over the windows. This hotel is known as the Pretty Woman Hotel. This is where they filmed the big bubble bath scene for Pretty Woman. So coming up on your left. Now, how many guys have seen Pretty Woman recently?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I saw it a couple months ago, and I noticed something. During that bubble bath scene that was filmed here in this hotel, Julia Roberts had a Sony Walkman. She was in the bathtub. She was listening to Prince on her cassette player. So if you guys want to recreate that bubble bath scene, you got to bring your own bubble bath, and you got to bring your own Sony Walkman. So that's our Beverly Wilshire Hotel, guys. Opened up 1928. Beautiful place. And coming up here on your right, this is Rodeo Drive. Now there's weight restrictions out here, so we can't take the bus up and down Rodeo. $828 fine. That was a bad day. But you guys see the staircase here to the right from the movie Clueless. This is where Alicia Silverstone comes walking down the steps after she has a bad day. And then some of you guys are going to recognize this street here, Rodeo, from a video game called Grand Theft Auto 5. We did the jewelry store heist right over there. Now, if you guys haven't heard the news, they are releasing Grand Theft Auto 6 later this year. Yeah, right? How many years have we been waiting for this?
Over a decade.
Man, so yeah, we got a few months before everybody closes themselves up inside for months at a time to play that new game. That's going to be great. Now, if you guys want to do some shopping on Rodeo, you got to get down here early. Most of the stores will close up around 6 p.m. So if you get down here while they're still open, you will then have your chance to buy a t-shirt for $1,000. And they look great. That's a little bit out of my price range. The store by my house sells 3 shirts for $30. That's just great. Now over here to your left, you're going to see Saks Fifth Avenue. Very nice department store over here. Saks Fifth Avenue is where one of our beloved Hollywood actresses was caught shoplifting. Name that actress. It was Winona Ryder. Yeah, not Lindsay. She just skipped out on a bar tab. But yeah, if you guys remember, Winona Ryder was caught shoplifting. And then when the police showed up, they asked her, "What are you doing? You're a famous actress. You don't need to steal." What did she say? "I'm researching a role for a film." She still got in trouble. That's where it all went down. Now, since we're in Beverly Hills, guys, I feel like we should be doing something right now just so we fit in a little bit more. The Beverly Hills Cop theme song. Now today we got 4 Beverly Hills Cop movies. Which one is your favorite? Go ahead, yell it out. Most people say 1. I say 2. A little bit more action in 2. And they have Bridget Nielsen, the 6-foot blonde, committing crimes everywhere around town. Now, if you guys haven't seen number 4, that one came out last year. It's a Netflix film. It's called Axel F. And not a bad movie, guys. Now, if you haven't seen it yet, since it's a part 4, what should you have with you when you watch it? Low expectations. It's a part 4, but not a bad movie. A lot of people loved it, and because of the popularity, they're going to start filming part 5 later this year. They finished all the paperwork last year, so they announced it this year, 2025, they're going to start filming, which means we probably won't see it till like 2028. That's exciting. Now, this is usually the intersection where I get to see something really cool, guys. I'm looking for it. I haven't seen one just yet, but as soon as I see it, I will point it out to you guys. It might blow your minds a little bit. The future is almost here, guys. We have a car service called Waymo. Have you guys seen the Waymos?
Yeah.
Has anybody been in a Waymo yet?
No.
Alright, me either. And there's no reason for it. I'm just hesitant to do it. I've heard nothing but good things. So what is a Waymo? It's a driverless car system. So it's like a Uber or a Lyft, but there's nobody behind the wheel. And it's trippy to see. So it's a white SUV, it's like a Jaguar, and they have cameras and spinny things on it, and it's just constantly scanning the area all around. But driverless car service, guys. Really cool. Usually this is where I start seeing them in the morning time. So as soon as I see it, I'll point it out to you guys. You guys should see a lot of those out here today. They've been here in LA for about 1.5 years now. They've been in San Francisco about 5-6 years. Now these Waymos are statistically super safe. They are 87% less likely to get into any accidents than humans on the road. So very, very safe. Every time somebody shows up to our visitor center, like in the morning and a Waymo gets dropped off, they're like movie stars. A lot of people haven't seen these Waymos yet, so people are like photographing them and videotaping them getting out of the cars. It's really cool to see. Now we should see some up here, guys, but while we're waiting, over here to your right, this is the Beverly Hilton. Now sadly, this is where Whitney Houston passed away. R.I.P. Whitney. Everybody loved Whitney. That's where she sadly passed away. This is where they film the Golden Globe Awards every year. Now they got a big dust covering right here because they got a big construction site going on. So you can't see much of the hotel, guys, but the Golden Globe Awards gets filmed here, and that's a fun award show to watch. Usually the celebrities have been drinking before they get in front of the cameras. That's more of like a loosely based award show. Now in, let's see, this is 2023 Golden Globes. Eddie Murphy, since we got the song going on, he won a Lifetime Achievement Award. And during his award acceptance speech, Eddie Murphy shared with us his 3 rules for happiness and success in life. So what are Eddie's 3 rules for happiness and success? Rule number 1, mind your business. That's a good one. Rule number 2, pay your taxes. And rule number 3, keep Will Smith's wife's name out your mouth. Yeah, that's just funny. You guys remember the Oscar slap from over 3 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll show you guys where that happened later today at the end of the tour. Now, how many of you guys on board have forgiven Will Smith for that? Really? Really? Alright, you're the first one to raise your hand for that. I don't care either way, but yeah, you don't slap Chris Rock. That's America's sweetheart. Especially after laughing at his joke. But Will Smith is making a comeback, guys. He does have movies in the work right now, so he will be getting back on the big screens. And then he just released a rap album, and they're saying this is the first rap album that he has ever sworn, like cursed on his album. Has anybody listened to it yet? Yeah, me either. I'm like, oh man, it's an edgy Will Smith now. But yeah, all good.
Have you seen the Baldwin's new show?
Which one?
The Alec Baldwin, his new show?
No.
Yeah, after the whole Russ thing, he decided he would do a new show with his wife and family where he let people into her house.
Oh, nice. Have you watched it? Is it any good?
No.
I love him on Saturday Night Live. Alec Baldwin is hilarious on that show. He always does really great characters.
He plays a very good trumpet.
He does. He does. Oh, yeah, so you said the T word. Oh, we're not supposed to say the T word now. It's alright. I always try my best not to talk like politics and stuff because a lot of people are upset about that stuff right now. I'm one of them. Our fuel prices just shot up like 50 cents a gallon 2 nights ago. So yeah, we won't be talking about that. Harry Potter? Totally. Wait, who?
We'll call him Hughes and Upping.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good reference. We can call him Hughes, not be named. But that upsets people too. So we'll just leave that one alone. But let's talk about happier stuff, guys. Coming over here on your left, this is Century City. Now this whole area, guys, used to be owned by Fox Studios when it was 20th Century Fox. And Fox wasn't using a lot of this land. So they started selling all this land over here to your left in the late 1960s. They started building this up in the early 70s. They named it Century City for 20th Century Fox Studios. Today, Fox Studios has dropped off the 20th Century, and that's actually at the end of the street. So I'll show you guys Fox Studios once we get down here. Now in front of us, a big shopping mall, Westfield Shopping Center. They got some really nice shopping here. Cool place to come do some shopping, but you won't break the bank like Rodeo Drive. Now here in Century City, LA, this is where we filmed a movie that a lot of people have to watch every holiday season. So let's see if you guys can guess what movie I'm talking about. What's a holiday movie?
Die Hard.
Yeah! That's amazing! Okay, here comes a Waymo. It's coming up this way, guys. White car stuff on the roof. On this side of the street, here it comes.
Oh, yeah.
You guys see it okay?
It has like a camera shot.
There it is. You guys see no driver? Trippy. Now we'll see more of those today. But yeah, Die Hard, 2 points. You guys all know Die Hard is a holiday movie. You guys remember that famous argument? Is Die Hard a holiday movie or not? Yeah. We settled that argument years ago, guys. So now that argument is over with, we can argue about more important things in the world. Like, what's the proper way to mount a roll of toilet paper?
Beard.
What do you guys think? Paper over or paper under?
Paper over. Beard versus mullet.
It's over, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there are some people that believe it's under. That's okay. There's usually 2 reasons for that. 1, they have a cat. Cats love to play with it. Or 2, they're just wrong. My sister's a paper under person. Drives me nuts. So, if you guys have an under person in your friends or family, you can find the original patent for a toilet paper roll holder online. And you'll see it's paper over. And I know that's a really frivolous conversation to have, and that's a lot of fun. That'll sometimes divide up the bus a little bit. But Die Hard, guys, that's coming up. This is going to be on the right side of the bus, about another block and a half ahead of us. How many of you guys watched Die Hard this holiday season?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you guys just watch the first one, or did you watch multiple?
1 and 2. 1 and 2.
All right, yeah, I usually go 1, 2, 3.
Only 1 and 2.
Only 1 and 2? You don't watch the one with Sam Jackson? Oh, that one's great. Die Hard with a Vengeance. Now, what I like to do is, watch a heartfelt, warm movie, like Home Alone. And then throw in Die Hard after that. Make sure your uncle's awake.
My favorite is Elf.
Elf's a good one, yeah. That one's over in New York, though. You guys know that, yeah, sugar is a food group. Such a good movie. Now, Die Hard. If you guys saw it this holiday season, your references should be fresh like mine. You guys remember John McClane? That was Bruce Willis's character. He arrives in a limo. So I'll show you guys where the limo parked in the parking garage once we get up here. We got 2 more buildings to go. So here on your right, this is the Fairmont Century Plaza Hotel. It's a really nice hotel. And then next door, we have a condominium building called 1 Century Drive. And that's this next building coming up here. It's kind of beige in color. And then on its other side, the brown building, reflective glass windows, is our Die Hard building. And in Die Hard, it was called Nakatomi Plaza Tower. So here it comes, guys. This is our Die Hard building on your right. Now you guys are going to look down the driveway here and you'll see the parking garage over here where the limo is parked. And if you guys remember the first police officer on the scene, the actor Reginald Bell Johnson, he pulls his police car to the backside of the building there. Yeah, Carl Winslow, that's right. And he goes inside to check it out and see if he can see anything, and he didn't see anything too crazy. Now later in the movie, the staircase over here to your right was used. LAPD, they got their armored car parked here on the staircase. They're going to drive it into the lobby, but the bad guys upstairs see this. And before it drives into the lobby, they shoot a missile down. Blew it up right here. So that's how it's going to get a ooh, ah. All right. Yes. That's great. All right, guys. Die Hard is a Fox movie, and here on your right, this is the beginning of Fox Studios. Fox is one of our big five here in LA. If you hear people reference the big five, they're not talking about our sporting goods stores. They're talking about the big five studios: Fox, Sony, Paramount, Warner Brothers, and Universal. And all five of these studios, they offer a studio tour where they take you behind the scenes, into the back lots, tell you all kinds of stories and history about filming throughout the years. They're a lot of fun. Now, is there anybody on the bus that's planning on doing a studio tour while you guys are in town? Yeah, they're all really cool. Usually the two favorites are Warner Brothers and Universal, but it just depends what you guys want to see. Sony's got some good game show stuff to it, like they filmed Wheel of Fortune there. And Fox, this is where they filmed some of the most famous TV shows of all time. TV shows you guys should recognize, like Married with Children, The X-Files, Prison Break, Bones, House MD, Malcolm in the Middle, Modern Family, How I Met Your Mother, American Horror Stories. Now what do they film here today? They film a lot of game shows. They got The Masked Singer. You got the Gordon Ramsay shows, Master Chef, Next Level Chef, The Floor with Rob Lowe. Now if you guys look over here to your right, before I get honked at, you guys are going to see some murals on the side of the buildings back there. You got Sound of Music and Star Wars. So they have a lot of buildings here at Fox where they have big murals painted on the side of them like that. They even have a building where they have a mural that size, but it's John McClane crawling through the air vents from Die Hard. So that's our Fox Studios, guys. Alright, now, they also have their animation department here too. So if you guys ever watch Simpsons, Bob's Burgers, Family Guy, all that stuff done here at Fox. Now later today, after we leave the farmer's market, we're going to pass by Paramount Studios on our way up to the Griffith Observatory. So you guys are going to get to see Paramount. We'll dive in a little bit deeper about the studio tour. Oh, sorry guys. That one came out of nowhere. Now, we got about 10 minutes or less before we touch down at the beach. How's everybody feeling? Alright guys, once we get to the beach, you guys jump off the bus. How many of you guys are going to jump in the ocean today?
No.
Are you sure?
I just turned 30. I want to make it 30.
Aw man, you'll be fine. Why wouldn't you make it to 31 if you're in the ocean, man? Too cold? Oh, okay. Well, you don't have to go fully, dip a toe. Santa Monica, guys, is beautiful. It is very foot friendly. So if you guys want, take off your shoes. Walk through the sand. No jagged rocks or anything to walk over. Super soft sand under your toes. Now, once you guys get off the bus, you guys can do whatever it is you guys want to do. Go in the ocean, go crazy, have some adult beverages, whatever you guys want. It's all good. You guys do have a designated driver today, so I'll take care of the driving. But yeah, you guys do whatever you guys want when you get off the bus. You just have to make it back to the bus on time. So when we get everywhere we're going, guys, I'll give you guys the time the bus is taking off. If you guys need to, set a little reminder on your cell phone. They got built-in alarm clocks. Because if you guys make it back to the bus late, what could happen? Yeah, bus could be gone. And that's because we're trying to cram a lot into a small time period today. So timing is really important. Some of you guys might have flights to catch after the tour. You might have dinner reservations. You might have Squid Games to watch at home. So, it's all about being courteous to our other people on board. Now, all that being said, guys, you're here in Southern California, and there is an experience that you guys can check out while you're visiting us that you cannot experience around the entire country yet. And that experience, the In-N-Out Burger. Is there anybody on board who has not done the In-N-Out yet? First timers? Alright. Is it on your list of stuff to do?
It is not.
Yeah, and it can be awesome. But like anything else, what are you going to have with you when you go? Low expectations, that's right. The first time I tried In-N-Out, my buddy had me gassed up. They got the best burgers in the world, you gotta try it. So my expectations were really, really high, and they got some good stuff. But is it the best in the world? No, of course I've had better. But they do have some great stuff, and they have a secret menu, guys. And so if you guys don't know about their secret menu, check it out, because it's a lot of fun. They have options like a Neapolitan milkshake, you know, where they have the chocolate, vanilla, strawberry all together. They will make you a burger however large you like, too. Their big burger they sell, they call it a double-double. That's a burger with 2 meat, 2 cheese. Well, what if you guys are hungrier than a double-double? Here's some bumps. Ready, bumps? Are you then going to order 2 double-doubles? You can. I have. But then I learned about something they make called a 4x4. That's a burger with 4 meat, 4 cheese. They'll make you a 6x6, an 8x8, 10x10. I've never seen those, but I've heard about them. I've seen pictures. And it looks awesome. So just know you get a burger however big you guys want. And they got some good stuff. Now, just so you guys know, I did some fat kid stuff this last weekend. What do I mean by that? Me and a buddy of mine had an idea. Who's got the better burger between Burger King and In-N-Out Burger? He's a big Burger King advocate. I was going In-N-Out. And so we both got ourselves burgers from each place. And what were my conclusions from this test? Burger King, the burgers taste like meat. Like you get that meat flavor, like a good burger flavor. In-N-Out, you really taste the produce. So like the lettuce, the tomato, the onions, they snap when you bite it. So really fresh produce. But overall, we were both very fat, very happy when we were done. So definitely go to In-N-Out, guys. Check it out. They got some great stuff over there. Now right here, we're going to jump on the highway for just a couple minutes, guys. Are you ready to see how fast the bus can go? All right, low expectations. We're not going to go too quick. But before we jump on the highway, guys, just make sure that your tray tables are in the upright lock position. We're going to be cruising today at an altitude of about 3 feet. It's currently 64 degrees in LA. Do I sound like a pilot? All right, guys. A lot of albums. Only one of them was bad. All right, guys. Now, before we touch down here at Santa Monica, how many of you guys have been to Santa Monica before? All right. Was it yesterday for anybody? I hear this all the time. People are like, I've been here all week. My hotel's here. Santa Monica is a great place, guys. It's a little bit more family-friendly than some of our other beach locations because there's so many amenities here. Stores, shops, restaurants, a lot of stuff to do. Now, Santa Monica has a cool nickname. And it got its nickname based on a movie that was filmed here years ago. The nickname of Santa Monica Pier, the Forrest Gump Pier. Have you guys all seen Forrest Gump before? Yeah, such a good movie. Now, if you guys remember in that movie, Forrest and other people are running. And they run down the end of the Santa Monica Pier, then they turn around and keep going. But because of that movie being filmed here, not only do we have a cool nickname, but we also have a Bubba Gump Shrimp Company here on the pier. They got some great drinks, they got some great food. That's a place you guys can stop in, watch Forrest Gump on all the TVs in the restaurant. You can hang out at Lieutenant Dan's bar. You can have some barbecue shrimp, jumbo shrimp, shrimp scampi, shrimp stew, shrimp and chips. You guys see where I'm going with this, right? And we can do that for a few minutes. That's just fun. Now, since our next stop of the day is the farmer's market, I like to say you can usually get a better meal at the farmer's market than you can here at the beach. But they got some good food here too, guys. So again, do whatever you guys want to do. But when you guys get back to the bus, I'll give you guys a brochure for our farmer's market so you guys can get a little bit more familiar with all this food and restaurants ahead of us when we get there. Yep. All right, guys. Now, Santa Monica is our very first concrete pier on the West Coast. It was originally built and opened up in 1909. And when it was opened, being the first concrete pier, people had a lot of questions about it. People said, why are you guys building a concrete pier? So the answer they told people, they said, we need a pier that's strong enough to withstand all the waves that King Neptune throws at us here on the West Coast. Throughout the years, they've rebuilt it a few times. They have figured out that the concrete and salt water are not the best of mixtures. So it's mostly all wood now, wax-dipped wood kind of stuff. But Santa Monica Pier, they do a lot of filming here. Not just Forrest Gump. More recently, we had the Barbie movie that was filmed here. Yeah, how many guys saw that one? Not a bad movie, low expectation. I saw it with my niece and I was pleasantly surprised. But Three's Company, classic TV show, Baywatch. Just to name a couple, they do a lot of filming over here. Now, Santa Monica is still a very famous fishing pier, guys. You might see some fishermen on the pier. The big catch throughout the years have been the black sea bass. So they're still catching that, but they'll also fish for like leopard sharks, maybe a halibut right off the pier. So we got some good fishing over here. Now, if you guys have something with you, maybe like a jacket, a backpack, anything you don't want to take with you off the bus, you can leave it on your seats, guys. No one's going to get on the bus. No one's going to touch your stuff. Just make sure you guys got your important stuff with you. You know, your wallets, cell phones, children. And then we do 45 minutes while we're here at the beach, guys. So once we get closer, we'll synchronize up our timing so we're all on the same page. But Santa Monica, guys, this place is cool. Today there are 2 piers connected in the middle. So you got the Santa Monica Pier on the right side, and attached to its left, the Pacific Park Pier. Pacific Park Pier opened up, guys, in 1995. And it's got rides. What's that?
I said it was a great year.
Oh, is that the year you're born?
Yeah. On this day.
Nice! That's awesome, man.
See your birthday there.
And the Pacific Park Pier, they got a roller coaster. They have a big Ferris wheel. They got carnival games. They got an old arcade. So if you guys want to jump on a ride or two while we're here, you guys have the chance. Now, because of the rides and stuff, we also have carnival food as well. They got churros. They got funnel cakes. They got cotton candy. And the new item they started selling, a churro funnel cake. Yeah, I haven't tried one yet, but every time somebody gets one, they get back to the bus, they're buzzing.
Excited.
All right, guys, now, before we touch down, I want to give you guys a heads up. There is an experience that you guys may find here at the beach. This experience can happen to you guys anywhere you go. You guys may get approached by some salespeople. Now, these sales guys are out here, they're trying to sell stuff, make money, pay their bills, but here in Santa Monica, some of our sales guys get a little aggressive at times. So I have to give you guys a heads up. If somebody approaches you today while you're off the bus, whatever they have, a necklace, a trinket, a CD, they're going to try to give it to you. They're going to try to put it in your hands. They're going to say something like this: "This is for you. I want you to have this." Once you take it, you're looking at it, and you decide you don't want it, so you say, "No, thank you," and you go to give it back. That's when a lot of these sales guys then will put their hands in the air and say, "Hey, that's $10. And you'll say, "No, I don't want it." They'll say, "Well, you should have thought about that before you took it from me." $10. I've seen these guys try to bully people out of money before. So, anybody approach you today with something in their hands, no thank you. Always talk to people first before you take anything from them. Just avoid that whole situation. Now, if you guys are into the price haggling thing, where they're like $10, you say $5. They say $9, you say $6. You can get cool deals on stuff that way, but I know a lot of people just don't like that kind of interaction. So just be ready for that, guys. How do you avoid it? No thanks. Talk to people first. I had a guy get mad at me yesterday. He had CDs. He's like, "Hey man, you want a CD?" I was like, "Nah, no thanks." He's like, "Why does everybody keep saying no? I'm not trying to sell it. I just want to get my name out there." So then I felt bad. And I was like, "I'm sorry, dude. Why don't you give me one of your CDs?" As he was handing it to me, he's like, "Yeah, if you want to give me a $10 donation." I was like, "Grrr." So just be ready for that, guys. Now, something else you guys may see while we're here today. Look out into the ocean, guys. Usually about 30 or 40 yards off the shore, you guys may see a fin coming out of the water and going back in. So if you guys see a fin that comes out of the water, goes back in like this, that's a dolphin, guys. We have a lot of dolphin sightings out here. So be on the lookout for those. One of the better ways to see a dolphin is look for birds on top of the water. Birds like seagulls and stuff, they're eating the small fish that the dolphins scare up to the top, and then dolphins eat the fish underneath them. So look out for dolphin fins. If you guys happen to see a fin like this on top of the surface, that's not a dolphin. That's a shark. How many guys are afraid of sharks?
Yes.
Yeah. You guys won't see those out here, but this is their home. They're out here. Now, let's synchronize up our clocks, guys. Everybody look at your watches, look at your phones. Right now, I got 11:10. We go by my time since I'm driving. So if you guys are off by a minute or two, just go ahead and coordinate so we're all on the same page. We do 45 minutes. That means we're going to leave here today at 11:55, everybody. So 11:55, back to the bus, and then we'll head to the farmer's market, the Grove. Now our pickup and drop off is at the same place, guys. Coming up here on your right, we have a place that's called the Regent Hotel. It used to be called Lowe's Hotel Santa Monica. New owners, new names, but it's right here on your right side. I'm going to pull up in front of this orange truck here, and then you guys come out the front door, meet me in the street. I'll make sure no traffic's coming. What you guys are going to do is look here to your left, and you guys are going to see all these swing sets, ropes you can climb, pull-up bars, dip bars. This is the original Muscle Beach, guys. So you guys get in a pump while we're here today, if that's what you guys want to do. Your nearest restroom is just on the other side of this parking lot to your left. The building with the blue and yellow rooftops. That's your nearest restaurant. Now, what time are we leaving, everybody? All right, guys, have fun. Go before. Maybe you haven't seen them. We have over 100 tar pits here in the LA area. They're still excavating the tar pits. I think they're in pit number 91 right now. And so over the last 150 years, they have excavated over 400,000 fossils from the tar pits here in LA.
Do they just come up from the ground?
Yeah.
Tar pits?
Yeah, they're natural occurring things, like tar comes up from underneath the surface there. I'll show you guys. We got a really big one you guys get to see. It's called Lake Pit. It's the biggest of the tar pits, but it's been filled in with rain and groundwater over the years, so it looks like a lake. Now, most of the fossils they found in the tar pits so far belong to animals like the woolly mammoth, the saber-toothed tiger, and even something you guys saw in a TV show called the Game of Thrones, the dire wolf. Now this one's fun to talk about. I don't know if you guys have seen the news.
Yep.
They recently cloned a dire wolf, 2 of them, and it's really trippy. So if you guys are familiar with Game of Thrones, a dire wolf is just a huge wolf that they would ride into battle in that show. It's been extinct for a long time. They found the DNA and they cloned a couple dire wolves. I saw a video on the Facebook yesterday. It looks really cool. They even had that guy J.R.R. Tolkien, you know, the Game of Thrones guy, holding a dire wolf in a picture. So, they are cloning stuff, guys. Supposedly they've been doing that for years, but a dire wolf, they have a wall inside the tar pit museum here where they have 400 dire wolf skulls, all pulled out of the tar pits here in LA. So it costs money to go into our tar pit museum, but it doesn't cost any money to walk around this area. And here to your right, this is Lake Pit. This is our biggest tar pit. You guys will see statues here of the woolly mammoths. This shows you what would happen as animals like the mammoth would go into the tar pits thinking it was water. They would get stuck, and they would slowly just sink over time. Now this is kind of cool to point out. If you guys look into the middle of Lake Pit, you're going to see bubbles coming up. These are natural methane gas bubbles coming from underneath the surface of the earth. Now on overcast, rainy days, it's a lot more active than it is today. Like you might see some bubbles coming up, but on overcast days, it's super active. Lots of bubbles. Really cool to see.
What causes that?
That's just natural methane gas coming from underneath the surface.
I'm talking about when it rains.
Oh, I have no idea. No idea. That one baffles me because on the sidewalks over here across the street, on rainy days, tar actually comes out of the sewers over here, and it kind of spots around the sidewalks you guys see. So yeah, I don't know what causes it. It's just really cool, really trippy, and all natural. Now, can anybody tell me the name of a movie filmed here at the tar pits? Which one?
Jurassic Park.
No, that's a great movie. Not Jurassic Park.
The one with the volcano.
Yes, Volcano, Tommy Lee Jones. And then Arnold filmed a movie here called Last Action Hero. At the end of that movie, he's having a big gunfight here at the tar pits. And then more recently, they made a TV show about this area called La Brea. And that's where a big sinkhole opens up here. And then people are like falling through the sinkhole, kind of going back in time. Pterodactyls are coming into LA. It's a pretty trippy show. Now the coolest thing that I learned when I went in the museum here, they found lion bones inside of the tar pits. They put the bones together, turned out to be bigger than what we know as the African lion. They call it an American lion. I had never heard stories of lions here in the United States growing up. They got the bones in there to prove it. I don't know, but really trippy. American lion, I don't know. Now over here to your right, there's a huge construction site. They're building more stuff over here, but on the other side of this construction site, this is our next museum right over here called LACMA, Los Angeles County Museum of Art. It's a really cool art museum. It's different art from all around the world, but it's got a display here shown up to your right. It's going to be hard to see. It's called the Urban Lights. We got 202 light poles on the right side of the bus here, and they're all from the 1910s, 20s, and 30s. Now with all this construction going on, guys, look to your right. I usually have a lane I can like stop and show you guys, but this is going to be a quick pass. That's the Urban Lights. Today it's a really popular photo hotspot. Wedding photos, quinceañeras, and of course, TikToks. That's part of this museum here at LACMA. Now on the left side of the bus, the red building with all the ducting on the outside, this is the Peterson Automotive Museum. This is our car museum, guys. Super cool, lots and lots of famous cars throughout the years. Cars been in movies, races. It's a car museum. On your right, this is the movie museum, the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures. They call this the Oscar Museum. Now both these two museums are really, really cool. And it's almost like we have a museum for everybody. It just depends what you guys want to see. But these two museums here, the Oscar Museum and the Car Museum, they have special tickets they sell. You pay a little bit more money, you get to go down underneath the museums in the basements. See really cool stuff they don't show the general public. So in the movie museum, they have like movie costumes and memorabilia. And then in the Car Museum, really cool futuristic concept cars. Now as I make this turn, look across the street here. This is Johnny's Coffee Shop. These guys didn't survive the pandemic, but this was used in a movie you guys may have seen called Gone in 60 Seconds. This is where Nick Cage and Angelina Jolie steal a car from in front of this restaurant, that movie. I was just watching that the other day. That's how I know that reference. I was like, oh, I can talk about that on my tour. Now this big cement sphere here to your right, guys, there's a big movie theater inside there. And so if you guys come to the Oscar Museum, check it out, see if it works with the timing that they show movies. One of my coworkers went there last week, and they were showing all the Oscar-nominated movies, and he saw that movie, The Substance, with Demi Moore inside that big sphere. So that's our museum row, guys. Can I get a ooh, ah? Alright, guys. 2 minutes till we have food and shopping. Now, here comes some bumps, guys. This is just an old section of road. Here we go. Ready, bumps. I don't know why they don't fix that. Alright, guys. Now, let's say you guys don't see anything at the farmer's market that you guys want for lunch. There's other options all around the area. So coming up on your next right-hand corner, I'll give you guys another good food option for lunch. But first, here's another bump. Ready? 3, 2, 1, bumps. Alright, so coming up here on your right, we are just across the street from the farmer's market. We have a CVS pharmacy. That way, if you guys need anything from the pharmacy, just come right across the street. Next door to CVS, on its right side, we have a Whole Foods market. Whole Foods, guys, has a lot of good lunch options. They have salad bars, they have hot food bars, they make pizza, sushi, sandwiches. So there's a lot of good stuff over here for lunch at the Whole Foods. Farmer's Market's right here across the street, guys. And you see those big beige buildings there to the right with the really tall palm trees. That's the Grove. So those guys are kind of connected in the middle, just kind of separated by the clock tower. So good lunch over here. Pharmacy. Coming up on the left side of the bus, there's a couple more lunch options across the street here on your left-hand corner. We have a sandwich shop on the corner called Mendocino Farms. They make some good sandwiches. You can get like sandwich and soup, sandwich and salad over there. But right next door to Mendocino Farms is a place that some people have to check out while they're here. It's called Sidecar Donuts. Now we do have Bob's Donuts in the farmer's market, but Sidecar Donuts over here on your left, right next to Mendocino Farms, they were voted the best donut in LA in 2023, but they're expensive, guys. They're like $5 donuts. Check it out, that's right there. Now when I first heard that myself, I was like, a $5 donut? What does a $5 donut look like? What does a $5 donut taste like? Well, if you guys have the same idea in your head, they look great, and they taste like happiness. But it's a $5 donut. That's just extravagant. Now our bus parking is right on the other side of this parking lot here to your right. So we're going to go behind this building to our bus parking. And you guys are going to see here on the left side of the bus, CBS Studios. Television City here on your left. This is a TV studio where they have filmed some of the most famous TV shows of all time. TV shows like Sanford and Son, The Jeffersons, The Price is Right. And nowadays, they film soap operas here. So soap operas like The Young and the Restless, The Bold and the Beautiful. Why would you do that, dude? We have plenty of room if you want to stay there. Come on, buddy. Are you moving? You gonna come? I'm going this way. Okay, so you I can't get past you, buddy. Alright. Give me a sec, guys. You gonna keep going? Well, dude, that's what I'm saying. Come on this way, man. Come on. This is not that difficult, buddy. There we go. These things turn on a dime, guys. It's amazingly cool. There you go. All right, buddy. Gold star for the day. I used to drive those in San Francisco. You can do anything in those. It's really cool. Alright, guys. So yeah, CBS Studios, soap operas, The Young and the Restless, The Bold and the Beautiful get filmed here. So if you guys are familiar with those soap operas, keep your eyes open. because you never know who's going to come out of there to come get some lunch and coffee. Now guys, this is our bus parking, and of course I got cars in my bus parking. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to drop you guys off, and then I'll find parking. But this is where the bus is going to be, guys. Now timing wise, right now I got 12:26, guys. So we're going to leave here today at 1:40, okay? So 1:40 right here, guys, where the bus is going to be parked. You guys, this is the cell phone repair booth right here I showed you on the map. That's right here. So once you guys get off the bus, just walk straight, guys, across the street. What's up, Joe? And then as soon as you guys are familiar with Tyler, it's clothing stores right up here on your right. It's called Golf. It's got these round windows here. Security guards have kind of got to know me driving by every day. It's stopping just like this. Everybody wave hi. So that's Tyler's store there called Golf. You guys want to come check it out later. Tyler's very much into fashion, but he's got some cool looking stores. Now, coming up on the left side of the bus, you guys are going to see one of the older restaurants in LA. It's called Cantor's on Fairfax. It's painted orange. Cantor's is right across the street here. Cantor's used to be open 24 hours. So this was a really popular hot spot. After midnight, you come by and get some late night eats on your way home. Now, they have arguably one of the best pastrami sandwiches in Los Angeles. Lucille Ball, you know, from I Love Lucy, she loved their pastrami here at Cantor's. Now, a couple years ago, Jerry Seinfeld came here with Eddie Murphy for a show called Getting Coffee in Cars with Comedians. They hung out there, they had donuts, talked about the world of comedy. Now, coming up on your next left-hand corner is a restaurant that is expanding like crazy. So right up here on your left, this is Dave's Hot Chicken. How many guys like spicy food? Yeah, they're expanding everywhere. Now, Dave, I even found when I was in Vegas a couple months ago, right on the strip. But Dave's is a place you guys get chicken tenders or chicken sandwiches, and you get to pick the heat level of your chicken. So anything from like mild, like no heat, to like they're really hot when they call the Reaper. Maybe those Carolina Reaper peppers. Now, if you guys want to try the Reaper, they make you fill out a waiver before they give it to you. It's crazy. Go ahead, Mercedes. Now, here on your right, this is a high school. How many of you guys went to high school? This is a famous high school, guys. It is called Fairfax High School. And why is Fairfax famous? Because of the famous people who went to school here throughout the years. So I'll give you guys a few. You got celebrities who went to school here, like Tito and Jackie Jackson, the older brothers of the Jackson 5. Then you got the actress Demi Moore. She went to high school here, but not for long. She dropped out of high school when she was 16, when she was a sophomore. And why did she drop out of high school? To pursue her acting career. I think she made the right choice on that one of the original Brat Pack members. Then you also have the bass player for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Michael Flea. He went to school here. And then I'll give you guys one more. Actress Mila Kunis. Now I mentioned Demi Moore and Mila Kunis. What else do those two ladies have in common? Yeah, small world. Now if you guys are out here on Sunday, this is a big flea market swap meet. All these parking lots are full. They have about 250 vendors out here every single Sunday. It's the only flea market swap meet that I've ever seen that charges admission to get in. But all kinds of good stuff. Get anything from clothing to toiletries to $20 nunchucks. Yeah, look around us, guys. This is Melrose Avenue. And Melrose Avenue is what is known as the trendy Rodeo Drive. Avenue, you guys are going to see all different types of clothing stores everywhere you look. It's a fun place to come hang out, do some shopping, do some people watching. Now you got a Cybertruck here on your right. How do you guys like the Cybertrucks? No one ever says yes to that. All we got is mirror crushed.
Yes.
Like they have to pick up while they're here in LA. Check it out, guys. Look over here to your left. Inside the windows of Typhoon, you are going to see This is where you guys get a nice, fluffy pimp coat while you're in town. Now, how many guys can pull that off? Yeah, it's all on how you walk when you wear it. Looks really comfy. Now, Melrose became really famous, guys, in the 1980s. We had a singer and actress named Olivia Newton-John open up a clothing store here in 1985. Then, 1986, the first of a burger chain franchise opened up here on your left-hand corner. The original Johnny Rockets was right here. Now, that's like classic American-style diner. Burgers, shakes, jukeboxes on the tables. The very first one was here on your left. Today, this is a Marathon Burger. They just opened up about a month ago. And Marathon's a company that's owned by a rapper named Nipsey Hussle, who's no longer with us. Now, Nipsey's family and friends continue the Marathon business, and they open up Marathon Burger. Now, it's really crowded since it's brand new. It's got great reviews, but that was the original Johnny Rockets location. Now, what else is Melrose known for? In the 80s, they used to have record stores everywhere. It was a really popular hotspot. Come out here, walk around, hang out. They got good restaurants. And then another 2 blocks ahead of us, we have a really famous comedy school coming up. Now, I've had people on the bus ask me before. They said, hey, man, can you drop us off here on Melrose? We don't want to see the observatory. We want to do some shopping. So I dropped them off here. I never heard from those people again. Hopefully they made it out all right. Now, coming up, 2 more blocks, guys. A comedy school. You guys may have heard of these guys. It is improv stand-up comedy. It's called the Groundlings. So the Groundlings School is celebrating their 50-year anniversary here on Melrose. And these guys have graduated a lot of really famous comedians over the years. So some of the comedians you guys may recognize that came from the Groundlings throughout the years, I'll give you guys a short list. You got Will Ferrell, Kristen Wiig, Maya Rudolph, Sherry O'Terry, Heidi Gardner, Melissa McCarthy, her husband Ben. So look here at your left, this is their theater, the brick building here at your left, that's where they do their performances. And then on your right hand side, another brick building, this is the school. So the Groundlings, guys. Now that list I gave you guys shows you guys that some of our most famous comedians went to school to learn how to be funny, while some of us just drove buses for years honing our craft. Yeah.
Can you see shows in Groundlings?
Can you see shows?
Yeah, when watch shows.
Oh yeah, in the theater. Yeah, so check out their website. They'll let you know like when they do shows, what time it's going to be, if the tickets cost money, and then yeah, it'll be in the theater, the one that was on the left side of the street. Yeah. All right, guys. Now, there's something else coming up here in front of us that we should be able to show you guys that is amazingly cool and futuristic. But while I look for it, over here to your right, we have a dessert place in this strip mall, the Milk Bar. You see the old milk truck here at your right. The Milk Bar specializes in cookies and cakes that taste like the milk at the bottom of your cereal bowl. So Captain Crunch cookies, Fruity Pebbles cakes, really good stuff. On the left side of the bus, you're going to see these pink buildings. The pink building right on the other side of this yellow truck here is brand new, just opened up last week, Voodoo Donut. But on the other side, we got Pink's Hot Dogs. Now these are both really famous, really popular places. But I am looking for something, guys, and we got probably about 10 blocks before we get up next to Paramount Pictures, Paramount Studios. So hopefully we'll see one of these guys cruising up and down the sidewalks. What am I looking for? One of our robot delivery carts. I don't know if you guys have seen these yet.
Yes, I didn't know what they were. I thought they were like...
Yeah, it looks like a little shopping cart with a lid on top, little flag in the back. They're usually right up here. Alright, I don't see one just yet, but I'm looking, guys. Now, if you guys ever get food delivery when you're at home, now you might get it delivered by a little robot. We have, I think, 3 different companies that do the little robot delivery carts, and they cruise up and down the sidewalks. They get to a red light, like this one in front of us. They wait for a green light. They go through the crosswalks. Let me see. There's usually one here on the corner, but I don't see one just yet. See, is it on the other side there? Alright, I can't see it yet, but I'll show you guys. How many of you guys have these delivery robots where you guys live? Not yet. They're coming. They've been here in Hollywood for over 4 years. I know when I first moved down here, this is almost 4 years ago, they were already here, and I was like, what the heck is that? And it's really cool. Alright, as soon as I see one, I'll point it out, guys. It'll trip you out. But You guys saw Waymos, right? Robot car services, and now we also have robot delivery cars. So this is a good reminder, guys. The future's coming. Now you guys might remember an old cartoon show called The Jetsons. That cartoon show, they had their own live-in robot named Rosie. Rosie did their chores. She got the kids ready for school. Sorry, guys. She did laundry. She vacuumed. She did a lot of stuff that us humans do. Now, there are robots like that right now, and they are gaining popularity. They say within the next 30 years, almost every household in the world will have its own robot. Are you guys ready for that? I love the idea, because I don't want to, do stuff like that, like dishes, laundry. That's amazing, but it is kind of surreal and scary, because that is showing us that robots today are starting to take some jobs that some of us humans use to pay our bills. So this is a good reminder to make sure you guys are in a career field that robots can't overtake moving forward. Career field like tour guide. Alright. Yeah, let's see if we find one of these robots up here. We'll see one yet. You know what happens? As soon as I stop looking for it, that's when they'll show up, right? So let's talk about something else. You guys are about to get a sneak peek of the Hollywood sign out the left windows of the bus. Once I get out of this intersection, guys, look to your left. Now again, this is just a sneak peek. Once we get up to the top of the hill, the observatory, you guys are going to get really good pictures of the Hollywood sign. But look over here to your left, guys. Here it comes. There it is, Hollywood. Now those letters there, guys, they're 4 stories tall. It's a big sign. I asked a question 2 days ago, and I got a really weird response. I asked my people on board, I said, how many of you guys like hiking? One guy on the bus asked me, what is hiking? And I won't tell you where this guy's from, but I never heard something like that before. It really messed me up. So what did I say? I said, well, it's like walking, but outdoors. I don't know how to describe hiking to somebody who's not familiar with it. But if you guys like hiking, there's hiking trails all up there in the hills. There's one that'll take you up above the sign. So if my mirror here's the Hollywood sign, when you're done with the hike, you're up above it. And it's not a really bad hike either. Pretty gradual switchbacks the whole way up. So if you guys want information about going up there and hiking, I got you. Just ask me when we get off the bus. I can get you all that info. But that's our Hollywood sign, guys. 101 years old today. Not today, but like it's 101 years old. It was first opened up, built in 1923. Now when the Hollywood sign was first built, it used to say Hollywood Land. It used to light up at night. Hollywood Land. Now the reason for that, they were building a housing development up there in the hillside they named Hollywood Land. They wanted to get more people's attention, so they would go up there and buy homes, and it worked. But the first Hollywood sign was just made out of wood and nails, so it would kind of fall apart and deteriorate over time. So they had a really big fundraiser in 1978 to raise funds to build the new Hollywood sign that you guys see up there. And that famous fundraiser was held at the Playboy Mansion. During that fundraiser in 78, not just Hugh Hefner, the guy from Playboy, but you had Lucille Ball from I Love Lucy, you had Alice Cooper, the famous rock and roller, they contributed too. Hugh Hefner donated the most money. He donated $30,000 in 1978 for the why of the Hollywood sign. And that was a lot of money back then, so people asked him, Hef, why are you going to do that? His answer, why not? He was cool. He loved LA. So Hollywood sign today, guys, 101 years old. Now, let's show you guys Paramount. Paramount's coming up on the left side of the bus, guys. Now, there's 2 gates we get to look into, but we're on a busy street. There's lots of cars behind me. They hate it when I slow down, but I'll do my best to go as slow as I can so you guys get the best views here of Paramount as we drive by. So here it is on your left-hand corner, the beginning of Paramount. Now, when it comes to those big 5 studios I mentioned earlier, Paramount is the oldest. Their very first movie came out in 1912. These guys got a lot of what they call old school Hollywood history. They made movies in the early 1900s. Then World War I happened, kind of shut down the filming industry. They made a rebound, etc. This is their studio building here to your left. You guys may recognize this building. Was used in the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is where Brad Pitt picks up Leo DiCaprio when he's done filming. Now once you go into the studio tour building there, there's nobody behind me. Get you guys a better view here. You're surrounded by costumes and memorabilia of movies, TV shows. Then you get to hold an Oscar and Academy Award and take a picture with it. This is the Melrose Gate, guys. This is now the main entrance. And you guys look back there. You see that big gray wall to your left? That's a green screen. They can film in front of that, computer generate stuff behind the actors. The parking lot underneath that green screen can hold over 900,000 gallons of water. So they do like boating shows and water scenes for movies there. Now this is the prettier gate to look through. This is the Bronson Gate. So you guys are going to look to your left and you're going to see the fountain, if it's on today, will be just through the gates on your left. Now you guys know the actor Charles Bronson. That wasn't his actual last name. He actually got that name here with Paramount. He came up with the name Bronson on his own, so that's his acting name. And a lot of people have that. But look over here to your left, guys, through the Bronson Gate. Let's see, is the fountain on? Yeah, it's on. I'll go as slow as I can before these cars honk at me. Now you guys see that gate that's behind the fountain there? That's half open, half closed. They say it's good luck to touch that gate when you go here. Alright, now, what is so cool about Paramount Studio Tour? Inside the Paramount yard here, they have the bench from the movie Forrest Gump. So you guys get to sit on the Forrest Gump bench, talk about how life's like a box of chocolates. That's a lot of fun to do. Like I said, a lot of old school history here. I got a couple friends of mine who are in their 30s. They did the Paramount Studio Tour 2 weeks ago. When they got back, I said, what'd you think? They said, didn't like it, it's too old. One of my friends, surprisingly, had never seen the show I Love Lucy. So he didn't get all the I Love Lucy references and all the stuff about their career. And I was like, dude, where are you from? That's crazy. But they have a lot of cool history here, a lot of good information. Now you guys can probably think of some Paramount movie franchises throughout the years that you guys love. I'll give you guys a few. You got the Indiana Jones movies. You got the Godfather movies. You got the Mission Impossible movies. You got Forrest Gump. You got Titanic. And then you got classic comedy movies from back in the day. You got movies like Airplane 2. Of course, you got the Naked Gun movies. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but they are redoing the Naked Gun movies. And it's not going to be like a Hollywood, like, just retelling the same story. It's going to be a new Naked Gun film, guys. And Liam Neeson is going to play the son of Frank Drebin, who's Leslie Nielsen's character. So, new Naked Gun movie coming out this year, directed by Seth MacFarlane. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, you guys familiar with him? Yeah. Yes, he's hilarious. So yeah, new Naked Gun movie coming out this year. That is going to be awesome. Yeah, you got to check it out. I was watching the preview the other day. It looks amazingly cool. And a lot of people are tired of Hollywood just like, telling the same story over and over, right? They say Hollywood has no more imagination, right? No more ideas. So this is a fresh idea, and that's cool because it's a new story based on characters we already know. Awesome. Yeah, that sold you, right? He's hilarious. Yeah. And did you see the Western movie he did, A Million Ways to Die in the West?
No.
Oh my God. It's so good. Charlize Theron, Liam Neeson, all kinds of people, but hilarious. Now guys, the other studio tours we haven't really touched on. We got Sony. I started to mention them earlier. Sony's got a lot of cool stuff. They got cool costumes. They got some of the Transformers vehicles. A lot of cool cars on display there at the Sony lot. Cool stuff to check out. Game shows where they filmed. Then you got Universal. Universal is a lot of fun, and it's a theme park. So when you're done learning about all the stuff they filmed throughout the years, you get to go on rides. And Universal, of course, they love to tell stories about movies like Jaws. And they actually have a really big display of Jaws inside the movie museum we passed earlier. They had a mechanical shark in the movie Jaws. Bruce the shark had nothing but problems during the filming of Jaws. So they got a lot of cool stories there at Universal. Warner Brothers is usually everybody's favorite studio tour when they come to town, and that's usually because of people's love for the shows Friends or Gilmore Girls. They got those sets there. They got the Sorting Hat from Harry Potter there. So you guys get to sit underneath the Sorting Hat, find out what house you belong to. They got the Big Bang Theory. And I don't want to ruin too much for you guys in case you go, but what I learned at the Warner Brothers tour that I thought was the coolest thing ever was that is where they filmed one of my favorite movies of all time. You guys may feel the same way. 1974's Blazing Saddles. How many of you guys are familiar with the Mel Brooks Blazing Saddles film?
Yep.
Yes! Alright, now I love to tell this, in case you're not familiar with it, or in case you haven't seen it in a while. YouTube. I think they got the whole movie for free on YouTube. But you can go on YouTube and just type in Blazing Saddles campfire scene and enjoy. That's where all these cowboys are sitting around a campfire eating beans. It's like a 2-minute long fart joke, guys. Now today I get the feeling that you guys might be my crowd that appreciates a fart joke. So what do you guys think? Should I let it rip?
No.
Should I hold it in? Alright. We'll hold it in. Now, what did I learn about Blazing Saddles and I was on the Warner Brothers tour? Co-written by Richard Pryor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my tour guide says that. I was like, no way, man. He's like, yeah, next time you watch it, you'll see the credits roll, you'll see his name. He was right.
Season Weave and Here and Weave was the best one.
Oh, it's so good.
Richard Pryor and
Classics. Yeah, it was Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a funny film.
See, they say they can't make movies like that today, right? Because people get upset about some of the stuff they do or say. It's still classic comedy. That's right, we bad.
The
Yeah.
glass I've seen is so funny.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You guys are a great crowd. This is good. All right, guys, look to your left. Let's talk a little Netflix. You guys can see 2 Netflix buildings here to your left across the street. The Electric State. How many guys watched that one? Yeah. And Mr. Peanut was crazy. But that was a cool futuristic movie with robots and humans like living together. Cool sci-fi stuff. Now Netflix has 6 buildings here in the Hollywood, LA area. They employ over 3,000 people out here. How many of you guys got the Netflix? Yeah. How many of you guys got your friend's password?
I had it before they updated the security thing.
Man, I know my password still works at my dad's house. But yeah, they're cracking down on that now. How many guys used to have Netflix when they used to mail DVDs to your house?
I
Yeah,
remember Blockbuster.
I used to work there. Yeah! You guys remember Blockbuster Video? Yes! Such a fun job. I worked there when I was in high school. So like all the other high school kids would come in and rent movies, and I'd be like, you can't rent that unless you pay $2.15 of late fees. It was great. But yeah, guys, nowadays, everything's done through streaming, everything's on our TVs, and it's a great problem to have. There is so much content out there. And Netflix, these guys are not just doing movies and TV shows, they're now getting into sporting events. They recently partnered up with the WWE, so if you guys watch wrestling, another week and a half, WrestleMania, guys, is going to be the 19th and 20th of this month. So, yeah, you guys get to see it for free on Netflix now. A little bump. Or you can watch it on Peacock. They show all the pay-per-views for free there, too. But WrestleMania, guys, that's like the Super Bowl of wrestling. It's a week and a half away. They're going to have The Rock. John Cena's going to be there. Yeah, it's going to be huge. He's wrestling. He's going crazy, yeah. Everybody, yeah. It's going to be in Vegas, but free on Netflix, free on the Peacock. Definitely check it
One
out.
of my annual birthday gifts to myself.
Yeah.
Last year in Philly.
That's awesome. And that's, you know, that's a great event to watch. And you never know who they're going to bring back. You know, sometimes they bring back like Hall of Famers and stuff like that. So that's a week and a half. If you guys aren't ready, you guys got time to plan and get ready for it. That's exciting. Now, we're back in Hollywood. Over here to your right, that's a Target. Are you guys familiar with Target stores?
Yeah.
How many of you guys call it Target? Yeah. It's like a fancy Walmart. So nice. But over here to your left, that's Leo's Tacos. That's one of the more popular taco trucks here in the Hollywood area. And we're going to make this left, and we're going to start climbing the hills, guys. We're going to the observatory, Griffith Observatory, which is in Griffith Park. How's everybody feeling weather-wise? Everybody still good?
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think our light's coming up. Now, this is hard to say fast, guys, so give me a quick sec. All right. We are going into Griffith Park, guys. Griffith Park, Griffith Observatory. This is named after a guy. His name, Griffith J. Griffith.
Oh, wow.
Griffith J. Griffith, originally from Wales. Comes out here. He's about 12 years old. His uncle brings him out here to the U.S. They land in L.A. They stay here for a few years. Then the gold rush happens. Him and his uncle go up north to go strike fortune in gold. He does. And then after he makes a bunch of money with the gold rush, he travels the world a little bit. He saw something during his travels. Comes back to LA with an idea in mind and money in his pocket. His idea? He saw that most major cities, they all had a central park. LA didn't have one. So he gets back to LA, he says, I'm going to create a central park here for Angelinos of the future, and kind of cement his legacy as somebody made LA a better place moving forward. So he buys all kinds of land up here. He donates a lot of land and money to build Griffith Park. So ideally, Griffith Park here is like LA's Central Park. Griffith J. Griffith passes away in 1919. In his will, he leaves more land, more money, and a clause to build the observatory that's on top of the hill. Now, he says the observatory, he wants it to be a free space and science museum so that kids, no matter what their family's financial background is, can look through telescopes, learn about space and science. Observatory opened up 1935, and it is still a free space and science museum. So no money to get inside. There are some things you guys can spend money on in there. You know, they got a gift shop, they got drinks and snacks, but it's a super cool place. Now it's up to you guys to explore the observatory when you guys get there. You can go up to the rooftop. You can go downstairs. There's a lot of cool stuff to see, so make sure you make your way around and check everything out while we're up here. Now before we start to climb the hill, is there anybody on board who is afraid of heights? Alright, there's going to be a couple times as we climb the hill where you might look out the window and you're going to see a drop off from the side of the road. So if anybody gets nervous in this situation, just know you're in good hands. But also, you can look out the front windshield as we start to climb. It'll be a little bit easier. Now, with all that being said, let's do this, guys. Welcome to Los Feliz, another small township here. This is where you guys might see some wildlife out here. You got people walking their doggies. You might see some squirrels. You may see some deer, maybe a coyote or two. So keep your eyes out the windows. See what you guys can spot as we start climbing. Yeah. So Mike's house that he owns was called the Neverland Ranch. That was up in the Santa Barbara area up north. Probably about an hour and a half away from us. And then the house where he passed away in is called Carrollwood. That one is on the other side of Beverly Hills. So not too far from Rodeo Drive, is over in that area, but he was just renting that place when he passed away. Yeah. Why are you bringing up sad stuff? I'm kidding. He was asking where Michael Jackson's house was. Now, we used to drive by and show it off on our celebrity homes tour. They still let tour vans in that neighborhood anymore. But, you know, you would just see the side of the house. You couldn't see much of it. And again, that's not the one that Mike owned. It's just where he passed away. Now, that house where Mike did pass away, the house he was renting, used to be owned by Sean Connery years ago. So kind of a cool story with that house. Now, a lot of these celebrity-owned homes down here in this area, they sell them to each other. And it's pretty trippy. Here in the Los Feliz area on the other side of Griffith Park, there's a housing development over here. And there's a house that is now today owned by the actor Aaron Paul. You guys know him from the Breaking Bad. So he owns the house now. The previous owner who sold it to Aaron Paul was Robert Pattinson, you know, the new Batman. And then, yeah, before he owned it, it was owned by Doogie Howser. Why am I forgetting his name? Neil Patrick Harris. So 3 very famous people sold it to each other. Now, you might see Aaron Paul out here today. Of course, celebrity sighting. I saw him last week. He was still here jogging at the observatory. Nobody else but me saw him either. It was kind of cool. But yeah, always got to keep your eyes open out here. Now, you guys are also going to see some hiking trails everywhere you look. There's a lot of trails to go walking and hiking up here at Griffith Park. Today, Griffith Park is just over 2,400 acres. All right, guys, here we go. The higher we go, the better the views are going to get, guys. Now, if you look to your left, you're going to see the observatory on the left window. It's a big white building with the dome tops. That's where we're heading. Alright, you guys on the right side, here comes your view of the observatory, right around the side of these bushes. Now you guys see downtown LA. Once I get you guys up here, you have plenty of time to soak in all these views, guys. Alright, now you guys see these cars on the side of the road here to your left. These guys are parking here, and they have to go all the way up, all the way down. Why are they parking here? The parking lot at the top fills up quickly. Once the parking lot fills up, the security guards close off the roadway up here. And they tell people, find parking over here, and then walk up. These guys are still paying $10 an hour to park here on the side of the road. And then they gotta hike up and down. Now, regardless of what's going on up here, we get access to the top. Because I made friends with the security guards. I always make friends with the security. Now, you guys are going to see on the left side of the bus up here, we're going to get to the little security checkpoint. And on the left side of the bus, you guys are going to see a tunnel coming out of the hill. It's called the Mount Hollywood Tunnel. And the Mount Hollywood Tunnel right over here to your left, guys, used in a couple of movies you guys might recognize. One of the movies called Back to the Future Part 2. So in that movie, this is the tunnel where Marty McFly was holding on to the back of a car on a skateboard. And then he comes out of the tunnel. Another movie filmed here called Who Framed Roger Rabbit. They popped out of the tunnel in that movie. They were in Toontown. Oh, thanks, guys. Everybody wave hi to security. Thank you. VIPs coming through. All right, guys. Now, if you look out the right side of the windows up here, you guys are going to see the views are amazing. Now, the grouping of tall buildings out here to your right, and that way, that is Century City, guys. That's what we drove through earlier on our way to the beach. Building furthest to the front of that grouping, that's the Die Hard building. Downtown LA is directly in front of us. So if you guys go up to the rooftop and go down the back side of the observatory, downtown LA, and then the Hollywood sign behind us over your right-hand shoulder. Now, if you guys want to take the best Hollywood sign picture while we're here, here's what you guys are going to do. Up here on your right, there's an overlook. I'll point it out to you guys. On this overlook, there is a statue of golden angel wings. LA's nickname is the City of Angels. So you guys get to stand in between the golden wings and get a picture with golden wings on your back. But you're also going to get the Hollywood sign behind you in the same picture. It's an amazing picture to take, guys, but it's up to you guys to make it a fun picture. I see a lot of people with their hands at their sides looking real stiff. You don't want to do that. You got golden wings. You got the Hollywood sign. Strike a pose. Do like a muscle man pose. Do something cool. It's going to be an amazing picture, guys. Thanks, buddy. Hey. All right, guys, check it out. Here's the wings. Let's see how this next person sets up for this picture. Let's see if she does something with her arms or if she's kind of stiff. Nope, she's got her arms up. You guys see that? Now look through there. You guys see the Hollywood sign on the hill? So it makes a really good picture, guys. If you come over here with other people on the bus, help each other get a picture or two, guys. It's a really, really great picture. Now, timing-wise, guys, right now it's 2:20. We're going to have to leave here at 3:10 to make it back by 3:30. All right, guys? So I'll be up here at 3:05. We will leave at 3:10. That'll get us done 3:30. Are you guys ready? Yes. All right, guys. Hopefully that you didn't have to mentally check out while on tour. I always want you guys to feel like you got some good information, some good history, but also some entertainment throughout the day, too. Now, if you guys did enjoy yourselves and had fun today, we would love to hear about it. You guys know the online reviews and stuff, that's important for everybody in our company. Ours is totally included. So if you guys want to leave us an awesome review today, you guys had fun, my name is Jeff. And if not, my name is Tim. Now, you guys got a couple ways to do this. Of course, you guys may have gotten like a text message or an email today while we're on tour saying like, hey, this is, I think it says Chris. It's like our AI robot system. Just seeing if you guys are having a good time. You can respond to that, or you can take a picture of the QR code we got here on the bus. Now, we got these signs. They got 2 different QR codes on it, guys. QR code on the left will take you directly to our review site. That way you scan that QR code, goes directly to the review site, type in whatever you guys want. Had a great time, Jeff was great, done. Nice and easy. The QR code on the right side of these signs, this is for information. It's called 40 Fun Things to Do in Hollywood. So if you guys need more information about like what to do while you're here in town, this will link you up with our site and other companies' websites in the area. So a lot of good information. Nice and easy. Now, before we end the tour, we want you guys to make sure you look around yourselves and gather up your personal belongings. Please do not leave anything of yours here on the bus. Now, just in case you guys do leave something with us here today, just know that you can always get it back from us tomorrow on eBay. Alright guys, now before we end our tour, got a couple cool buildings to point out to you guys, and then before we get back down to Hollywood Boulevard, we'll talk about the Walk of Fame, and I'll show you guys how to find stars out here on the Walk of Fame if you guys want to take some pictures. Now, coming up 3 more blocks on our left, you guys are going to see a really cool old apartment building that Disney has turned into a ride. A lot of you guys may be familiar with this ride, may even love it. So the name of the building you guys are about to see is called the Hollywood Tower Apartment Building. Does that sound like a Disney ride? Yeah, Tower of Terror. How many guys like that ride? Yeah, me either. It's based on an apartment building coming up on your left. Now, if you guys are familiar with the Tower of Terror ride, it was called the Hollywood Tower Hotel. Well, in real life, it's an apartment building coming up here on your next left-hand corner. Now, this is a really old building, guys, opened up back in 1923. It's got cool old architecture to it. You guys are going to see right here across the street. That is our Hollywood Tower. One night, elevator came loose and fell down. So Disney took that story, they took the likeness of this building, and they created the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Now, from where we are, what do you guys think? Does that look like the Tower of Terror? Yeah, it's got some similarities, but not the exact same. Now, if you guys go to California Adventure, which is down here in LA, they've turned the Tower of Terror ride into the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. So different characters, different storyline, same elevator drop ride. Now, you can see up here on the corner, they put a sign in front of this building that says they have vacancies. That sign's been up there about a month now. How many of you guys would like to live in a building that's famously known for the elevator falling? Yeah, me either. Not there yet. But it's a really famous looking building, guys. And of course, we had 2 celebrities living here in the Hollywood Tower that you guys should recognize. Celebrities like Marilyn Monroe and Robert Patrick. Now, usually when I throw out those 2 names, I'll see people in my mirror looking at each other saying like, wait a minute, who is Marilyn Monroe? Well, no, I'm kidding. Who's Robert Patrick? That's what you guys are probably thinking. Robert Patrick, his first big breakout movie role, he was the T-1000, the liquid metal Terminator, Terminator 2. Him and his wife were living here in the tower. He got that first big movie paycheck, and they went and bought a house in the Hollywood Hills. Alright guys, now before we get back to the boulevard, once we get underneath the highway here, you're going to see Capitol Records building. That's going to be on the left side of the bus. I'll show you Capitol Records, and then we'll be on the Walk of Fame. Now, how many guys are going to be hanging out on Hollywood Boulevard after the tour today? Alright. Never mind. Before we touch down, guys, I will show you guys like the main section, the meat and potatoes of Hollywood Boulevard up here. And all the cool stuff you guys may want to check out once you jump off the bus. Now, people like to ask me, is it safe here at Hollywood Boulevard? Yeah, totally. Like anywhere else, just be aware of your surroundings. Nothing to worry about. Unless it's like after midnight. They get a little dicier there, but nothing crazy. You gotta figure people come from around the world to come hang out here on Hollywood Boulevard and to see all the stars and stuff over here. Now, once we get off the bus, guys, once we're done with the tour, if you guys need restrooms, you guys need information, head back into our visitor center there, guys. We do have some of the cleanest restrooms on Hollywood Boulevard. That's awesome. And then any other information, pamphlets, train schedules, we got all kinds of stuff in there, guys. Alright, here comes our lights. Now, Capitol Records, guys, this is going to be on the left side of the bus. And you guys are going to see there are two Capitol Records buildings. We got the main Capitol Records building, the taller of the two, which you can see in the Hollywood skyline. And then we have a smaller building that's going to be on the street level to your immediate left once we get around this next corner. Now, Capitol Records is known as the house that Nat built. And when we say Nat, we're talking Nat King Cole. So you guys are going to see pictures of Nat King Cole in the window up here. Now, who else has been a part of the Capitol Records family throughout the years? Elvis Presley, the Beatles, Katy Perry, Weird Al, Lenny Kravitz, the Beastie Boys. So here's pictures of Nat King Cole in the window here to your left. And then the taller building behind this one is said to resemble a stack of records. Now, if you guys see this building, you hear me say that, a stack of records, you guys are thinking, what's a record? Well, we got some talking to do. But yeah, that's our Capitol Records building there, guys. Now, we are on Vine Street, and if you guys look out the windows, you're going to see we have stars here on the sidewalk all around us. Vine Street is part of our Walk of Fame, guys. The Walk of Fame is shaped like a giant cross. It starts 1 block from our visitor center on the corner of La Brea and Hollywood Boulevard. It goes all the way down 2 more blocks to your left to Gower Street, and then splits up and down Vine Street a couple blocks in each direction here. So if you guys were to start at the beginning and go all the way around, you're looking at 3.5 miles of stars, guys. It's a long walk. We have 4,500 stars here on the Walk of Fame. Out of these 4,500, 2,806 of them are personalized with someone's name on it. That means we have just under 1,700 blank stars. So if you guys want to find some stars, a couple ways to help you guys out. Of course, the most fun way to find a star is just by walking. That way you're going to come across every single star that's out here. It's a lot of fun to see the different names you recognize. But if you guys don't want to walk 3.5 miles, you guys want to be a little bit more like efficient about your search, best way to do it is by using the website or app. It's called Walk of Fame. Now, they used to print out flyers like the farmers market pamphlets, but now everything's going digital. So instead of printing out those pamphlets every couple weeks, they put everything on their website. So walkoffame.com or the Walk of Fame app. It's run by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. Now, one of our most recent stars, we have John Carpenter, the director, the producer, you know, lots of horror movies throughout the years. He got a star last week. Kurt Russell was there. David was there during a star ceremony. A week before that, we had Gal Gadot. Wonder Woman got a star recently. So you guys might be wondering, how does somebody get a star here on the Walk of Fame? Well, they got to get voted in by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, they run this show down here. They come up with a list of people they want to offer a star to based on their career, what they got going on, you know, what they've done throughout their career. Then they call these guys on the phone, offer them a chance for a star. So imagine, you know, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, she's hanging out somewhere, she gets a phone call. They're like, hey, this is the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. We just voted. We think that you should get the next star on the Walk of Fame. And Gal Gadot's on the other end of the phone saying something like, oh my God, that's great. And they say, yeah. And as soon as we receive your payment, we'll start the process. The stars cost money, guys. Right now, they're just about $75,000. The cool thing is, what's that?
Is that a once-off payment or a yearly?
Oh yeah, once off, yeah, just one-time payment. But once you buy a star, you own it. You own a piece of historical property. And let's say that you have a star. Somehow, someway your star gets vandalized, broken, or destroyed. They fix it no cost to you. Now you guys can probably guess whose star has been broken up, destroyed, vandalized many times every month over the last few years. Donald Trump. Now again, without getting into politics stuff, you guys might be wondering, wait, how does Trump have a star? Well, way before he was president, he had a TV show that was called The Apprentice. You guys might remember that one. That was the year fired. One of the most watched TV shows of all time. That's how he got his star. And yeah, people break it up all the time. Now the star ceremonies is a lot of fun to see, guys. Hundreds if not thousands of people come out here to see it. It's a real fun process. Now if you guys go on that website, Walk of Fame, you guys can see some of the future planned ceremonies out here. Now over here to your left, guys, this is the Egyptian Theater, Grauman's Egyptian Theater. This is older than the Chinese Theater. Netflix bought it a few years ago. They sank over $20 million into renovating it. So now it's a Netflix theater. They do special Netflix premieres there. Coming up here, guys, you're going to see some of our smaller museums on the right side of the bus. Places like Museum of Illusions, the Upside Down House, the Giant's House. These guys are owned by one company, so you can usually get a ticket to get into multiple places for just one price, and that's always good. Over here to your left, they're reopening the Guinness Book of World Records Museum, guys. So head in here, these guys got a lot of cool things to see in there, including the largest Pac-Man arcade game in the world. But they've been renovating that for like the last 6 months. Now guys, this is like the main section of Hollywood up here. We got 3 more blocks to go, guys, and before I start talking nonstop, we want to thank you guys for coming out with us today. We hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves and had a good time. We hope to see you guys again in the future. Now, coming up, here we go. Across the street on your right-hand corner, this is a big shopping mall. It's called Hollywood and Highland. They have a bowling alley. They have the biggest Foot Locker in Los Angeles, and they have everything at this shopping mall from Ben & Jerry's to Dave & Buster's. So a lot of stores, shops, restaurants. It's a big shopping mall here on your right. All attached to this shopping mall is our metro system. You guys look right over here on the other side of this white building on your right. You're going to see our metro system. These are the stairs used in a famous movie called The Italian Job. This is where the Mini Coopers drove down the steps to get underground to go get all the gold bars back from Edward Norton. That was filmed right there. Coming up on the left side of the bus, guys, the El Capitan Theater. This is the Disney-owned theater here on the boulevard. They do all the big Disney premieres. And attached to its side, we have Jimmy Kimmel Live, the building with the big columns out front. On your right, this is the Dolby Theater. This is where they do the Academy Awards, the Oscars every year. That happens inside the Dolby. Now, right around this corner here to your right, you see where it says Dolby Theater on your right side? Right around the corner of that column is the only star that is not on the ground here on the Walk of Fame. That's the star of Muhammad Ali. So right around the corner there, they used to have a little gelato shop in there on your corner, but Muhammad Ali is the only star not on the ground. Muhammad Ali said the name Muhammad does not need to be walked over, so his is the only one that's on a wall, and it's just right around that corner there. Now coming up on your right, you guys get to see the TCL Chinese Theater. That's right up here. Now our Chinese Theater here on your right, guys, this is home to the 3rd largest IMAX screen in the world. So if you guys go see a movie in our IMAX theater, it is amazing. So that's also where you guys are going to see the handprints and footprints in front of the theater. All this stuff, guys, is just 1 block from our store. So if you guys want to come check this stuff out, when you get off the bus, just walk right here across the street. Nice and easy. Alright guys, after everything that we have been through together today, what is something you guys learned here that you guys can take with you that'll help you on this awesome life we get to live? Maybe something about lowered expectations. Yeah. I always like to joke, if we all had slightly lowered expectations, we'd be a lot happier as a people. Oh, here's our opening. Here we go.